I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hey. Oh, let me turn this background music up. I turned it down so low yesterday because of the game. Let me turn my mic down. Hold on. I need to readjust my settings from yesterday. Yesterday I was jump scaring people. I was constantly being so loud and yelling and screaming in the microphone. I had to move the gain a little bit. Thanks for the subscribble, Cybot. Thank you. So welcome to the leaders of the parade. You are now a section leader. Well, actually, no, the mods are section leaders. You're a first player. You're a first trumpet, first trombone, first whatever you want to be. That's what you are. Alright, let me say hi to everybody. Hi Lizzie, hi Wave, hi Shadow, hi Army Boy. Hi Star, hi Corey, hi Slybot, hi Scout, hi Sayu. Hi Pinky. Hi Pepper. Hi. Okay, I think that's everyone. I think I said hi to everybody. How are you? Oh, hi Rat Master. How are you? Coffee? Coffee? Why do you need coffee, Rat? Why? Coffee is not good for you. The wagging tail is so cute. Oh my god, thank you. My tail only wags when I smile, see? But no one knows that because I'm always smiling. And my tail only wags when I'm a happy dog. My tail is not gonna wag for a not happy dog. Also, Shadow Boy, I hope you know that you are super duper loved and you are super duper appreciated. I love seeing your name in chat and I love seeing your name in the Discord as well when you over there yapping and talking. Also, you have some based opinions. Yeah, you got some based opinions. Very based Shadow Boy. I'm finally not lost on my adventure. What adventures? It's a wholesome dog. Yeah, I try to be wholesome, but sometimes things grind my gears like Mario Kart. Yesterday's stream was so. I don't know how to describe it, but yesterday's stream was just so. I'll end the sentence there. I get so like. I think Mario Kart is the only game. Well, Mario Party 2 is the only game that I get like slightly toxic. You might see me fuss somebody out in a Mario Kart game. It may be Mario Party depending on my mood. I will literally have like a temper tantrum if I play Mario Party and it just does not go very well. I will literally have a little temper tantrum. What you mean based opinions? What you mean what I mean? I mean, when we be having a conversation about something and you give your 2 cents, it be based. It be based, that's what it means. Also, yes, Corey and Wave, Cries of Past, I call Cries of Past Wave because they're Wave on YouTube. And I met them on YouTube first. Yeah, they're both new mods, okay? Yes, there's 2. I did mod applications like earlier a few weeks ago, and then I decided on the mods last week. And I might open them up again in the future just because my channel is growing so speedy. We're going so fast that I need to have a ratio of mods that can keep up with the growing community, especially the Discord. Hi Griffs, how are you? I have way too many people joining the Discord on a stream by stream basis. So as the community grows, I'm gonna need a million more mods. I ain't complaining though. I love me a good wholesome active Discord. It ain't like the Discord it used to be. Like the Discord I had back in 2021, I actually really hated my community and I wanted to do a reset. I did. I wanted to do. Sorry, I keep talking in the red. I'm like adjusting my mic right now. I wanted to do a reset on my Discord back in 2021 because it was so toxic in there. People were so mean to each other. But now, the way my Discord is now in 2025, everyone's so nice. Everyone's so nice and so wholesome, and we get to talk about whatever. I walk in there with a random topic and everyone just runs with it and we'll have a whole conversation for 10 hours about one random thing. Like this morning I was talking about TikTok and it just turned into a long conversation and then it shifted into a different conversation. I don't even know what they're talking about anymore. I'm also called Shardy, yeah, in Discord. In Discord I call him Shardy, but like on like Twitch/YouTube I call them Wave. So I guess that could be confusing. You joined yesterday and your first impressions were great. Y'all hear that? Discord propaganda. Cybot joined the Discord yesterday and they're having a blast. So you should join too. Yeah. Yeah. Why you hated me? No, Army Boy. You were one of the few people who were pretty chill in the beginning. You, who else? Jello? Jello was around for a long time. Jello back in 2021. Those are the only two names I can think of, like, that are like kind of still around today, who were like super wholesome back then, like when the Discord first started. Jello and Army Boy. Those are the only two people I can think of. I'm sure there were others, but most people, you know, they hang out for a bit and they move on with their lives. You know, you can't be watching VTubers and hanging out in VTuber Discord your whole life. Eventually, you're gonna get a job. You're gonna get house like house payments and stuff. You gotta put, you know what I mean? You can't be hanging around a VTuber for forever. That's why me and Jello the longest lasting mods you've ever had. True, although Jello hasn't really been doing too many mod things in the past year. Jello's busy. I don't know what they're busy doing, but they are busy now. I don't know. They busier than they used to be. We all used to have free time. A lot of us had free time in 2021 because it was COVID time, right? Like when I started VTubing, like during COVID time, I think it was like towards the tail end of COVID, so like things were starting to open up, but like a lot of people still weren't going places. That's when I did. Hey, Road, how are you? Hey. A couple of minutes ago, two of my best friends said that I look like Andrew. And you're straight? Oh, they said you look gay? Is that what they said? Oh man, I don't. That's crazy. You won't be getting rid of me anytime soon? Good. I ain't trying to get rid of nobody. I ain't trying to get rid of nobody at all. None. Are we not allowed to watch if we have a job in the cat/house pay? No, I didn't say you can't watch. But at some point, I feel like the amount of responsibilities that people get starts to outweigh the amount of free time they have to watch VTubers, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see what I was saying? Like, at 2021, I used to watch VTubers all the time. I did. I kept up with Hololive and Niji Sanji before they were the black company that they are today, right? I used to keep up with them. And then, like, I got a job. And now I'm taking care of a house. And I, like, almost have a husband. Like, I'm engaged. I almost have a husband. And I have a dog. And so I don't be watching VTubers anymore. I am the VTuber. I don't watch VTubers anymore. Well, also, I noticed that once I became a VTuber, I just didn't have as much interest as, like, watching them anymore. Like, I guess the magic goes away once you yourself are a VTuber, right? I don't know. I feel like maybe just the magic went away because now I know everything that happens behind the scenes. I know exactly how they are the way they are. Also, I don't wear my pigtails often on my model, but like I look so cute with these pigtails. I need to wear these more. I don't know why. I don't be putting my hair up like that. You see what I'm saying? You forgot I was engaged? It's okay. I'm gonna start calling him my husband real soon. The Kotaru husband. I think sometimes I do refer to him as my husband. I think I referred to him as my husband yesterday on stream. Actually, I think someone was like, "Your friend is blah blah." I was like, "Friend? That's my husband." Cause farming was slowing down for that time. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm not on the Discord server when I'm at work. When you're at work, no, you gotta keep your job. Welcome to the Puppy Parade, Tio. Congrats on your engagement. Dang, I got engaged this summer. In July. In July is when I got engaged. So it was a fun time. I wish I could get engaged again. Honestly, I would love to hear the. Will you marry me? I would love that. I tell Kotar that all the time. I'm like, can you like propose to me again? We didn't record it the first time. Can you propose to me again and this time it be recorded so I can watch it over and over and over again? Can you? That hurt me to hear that more than it should. Did it? Wait, what hurts you more? When I was saying that, like, at some point you come too busy to like watch VTubers, that? Or is that what hurt you more? I don't remember what I said, like 3 different things in the span of like you saying that message, so I don't remember what I said. First stream I appeared was the post-engagement stream. Was it? That's gotta be real awkward. Like just clicking on some like random like streamer stream and I'm just like, guys, so I got proposed to and this is how it happens. And you guys are like, wait, who is this woman? Why is she telling me her proposal story? I'm sure it's an interesting topic though. I guess if I pulled up to somebody's stream and they were talking about like how they got proposed to like the day before, I'd be invested. I probably would be very invested. They're good stories. I don't know, proposal stories are good stories. I love watching like those like shorts and like YouTube videos of like people getting proposed to and stuff. And so yeah. Honestly, if I wasn't a VTuber right now, I probably wouldn't watch VTubers though. Just to like, I don't know. I feel like VTubing is like my only hobby right now. So I put a lot of time into it because it's like my only hobby. I feel like if I wasn't into VTubing, I would probably have been hard focusing art. Because there was a long time, welcome to the Puppy Parade, Jumper. There was a long time that I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to be an artist for a long time. I'm talking like since like elementary school. I drew like a dragon in 5th grade and my dad said it looked really good, and from then on and my dad also did art too. And from then on I really wanted to like be an artist. And I started watching anime in middle school and I was like, I want to draw that. I want to draw anime characters. But the issue was wasn't very good at it. And I wasn't like, well, it wasn't that I wasn't good at it. It's just that you have to like put a lot of effort and practice into it. And I guess I don't like art enough to like be like one of those people who like practice it every single day. Like it just wasn't something that I liked enough to do that. But I like VTubing a lot, which is why when I started becoming a VTuber, I kind of dropped like the art part because I was like, I'm gonna put more time in editing videos and doing this and that because I like VTubing more than I like doing anything else. Anything else? Wait, is that a new model? No, I just have pigtails and I never wear my pigtails. I've had this hairstyle since I first got this model made, like literally a year ago. I just rarely use it. I rarely go pigtails, but today I was feeling different. I was like, I don't want my pigtails. Hey, Mecca, how are you? I appeared middle of the stream thinking your stream was some sort of music track, huh? Welcome to the Puppy Parade, fan. How are you? But yeah, I was like I really wanted to do art. What I wanted to do is I wanted to make my own anime. I was like, I want to learn how to like draw anime characters really good so I could make my own anime. I just did not have the dedication enough or the love of art enough to like stick with it, to do it. So while I wanted to do it, it just wasn't, to me, it didn't feel worth it to sit there and practice drawing circles for days and draw this for days. I found out that I was really good at like copying art, which is not really a skill that you need to have if you want to be an artist. Like I could look at any drawing and be able to replicate it really easily and without tracing it really easily. Welcome to the Puppy Parade. Welcome, collector. And I used to think I was so cool for that, and my friends in high school used to think they were so cool. They'd be like, draw this for me, and I'd be like, okay, bet. And they'd show me a picture and I'd have the picture on my phone and I'd draw it for them, and I'd draw it so well and they'd be like, whoa, you're so cool. But like obviously that's not like a real, oh hi Drew, I don't think I said hi to Drew, but also I don't think that is a real, it's not really a real skill. Like what am I do with that? Oh, I can copy people. Oh, I can plagiarize real well. Like what am I do with that? Nothing. I also learned how to draw characters from like the front profile only. So I suck with angles. Like I can't draw characters from different head angles. I can literally only draw them with them looking straight ahead. And it sucked. But that actually helped me out later because I did end up making my own VTuber model and using it for a long time. And since I could only draw from the front profile, that's all you need to make a VTuber model. That's all you need to make a VTuber model. Oh, that's a painter skill? That's true. That's true, it is a painting skill. But I just like to sketch. I was just a sketcher. I like to sketch stuff. I like to sketch, and I like using colored pencils. It was my favorite. That was my medium, you know, in my art phase. I want to do colored pencils. The once you had too many responsibilities to watch VTubers is what I was referring to. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did used to keep up with a bunch of VTuber stuff. And then I became one. And now I got too much stuff to do to be watching VTubers. Sometimes I want to. Mostly because in order to hone your craft, you kind of have to like see how other people are doing it, you know? Like in order to become like a good artist, you gotta like do art studies of other people's art. I like that concept too for VTubing. So sometimes I have a few VTubers that I really like and I really enjoy, and I would love to be kind of like, or like do a little bit of similar things to them. Occasionally I'll like tune into those streams just so I can like be like, oh, I see what they're doing there. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I like how they're doing that. You know, like as a VTuber study, just like you do art studies, is my VTuber study. Sometimes I do that, but I don't know. Outside of like watching them because I think they're good streamers and like I would love to do something similar to them, that's about it, really. That's about it. I haven't watched a VTuber for fun in ages. Well, that, and also I'm an iPad kid. Welcome to the Puppy Parade, Griffith. I feel like I'm becoming more and more like an iPad kid every single year. Like I'm literally like at the point where watching live streams is hard for me because I have trouble keeping up with the unedited stuff when I'm so used to watching like these flashy YouTube edited like videos and stuff that like crams a bunch of information in like 10 minutes. And then a stream is just like raw talking, you know, for like an hour or two. So like a VTuber could talk themselves into circles and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I have trouble keeping up with it. Oh, do you mean that for yourself or others? Because if it's others, that's why I felt hurt. Let me go back up. Hold on. You have too many responsibilities to watch VTubers. Oh, I just meant that to me and to some others. Not everybody. Obviously not everybody. Welcome to the Puppy Parade, Peter. So let me clarify. Because for me, I became too busy to watch VTubers. And I know that's the case for some people. But also, if you enjoy watching VTubers, obviously you're going to like make time for it, right? Like you're gonna be like, oh, I got to like mow the lawn. I'm gonna listen to this VTuber talk while I'm mowing the lawn. Like even if you were super busy and you really enjoyed watching VTubers, you still would watch them, right? Like you could be doing work and listening to like a little VTuber in your pocket and stuff. So let me clarify. I got too busy to watch VTubers, and I just don't know. I just don't be watching them as much. I just don't be watching them anymore. Not as much. Not to say that like if you're watching them, you're like, oh, you're too busy. You know, that's not really true for everybody. That's just me. Hello, Hunter. How are you? How are you? I'm mostly painter, handicraft person, and photographer. So that particular skill is very useful. Oh. I guess if you're a photographer, you could take a picture and then draw it. I actually did. So at some point I did make that realization, and I was like, you know, maybe doing like doing like realism stuff might actually benefit me, since I am really good at like kind of copying what people say. Like not what people say, what people like draw and stuff. So I was like, maybe I should like just draw like sceneries and stuff. And I think I did pretty good. There was this short period of time where I one day I drew a piano and I took a picture of it and I posted it on like my Instagram, and people were like, wow, I thought that was a real piano. That was a drawing. So I think I actually did pretty good in that regard. I just really didn't have any interest in it. Like even though like I was pretty decent at it. Like I remember once for my I was in art class and they had to draw like a realism like scenery. I chose to draw like a snowy like balcony. And I thought it looked pretty nice. I was really proud of it too. It's just like I was so proud of it. I don't know, I just didn't want to. Like yeah, I could do it, but like why? I saw you on my YouTube suggestion. Let's go. Thank you, YouTubes. Thank you, YouTubes. Cyan chat, I have to bounce going to ride my motorcycle. Hey, have fun. Have fun, and when I'm back and you're still on, I'll join back. Okay. Have fun. Excuse me. You just passing through? Well, I hope you had fun on your little time here if you're passing through. Me and my 30 gigabytes of storage on my A phone. Oh, I thought you meant like I thought you were like we're gonna have like a professional camera or something. And you're like, no, no, I just take pictures on my phone. I just take pictures on my phone and stuff. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, uh, I love sceneries. There's some images on the art. Yeah, I've seen your little pictures. I have seen them, and you do a really good job at taking the pictures and stuff. Um, I like scenery. I'm just bad at like capturing like scenes. I don't know. I feel like if I did photography, I wouldn't be very good at it. I think there was like a month where I wanted to take really good pictures. Like only a singular month, I guess, is what you could say. And during that singular month, I think I took like 2 pictures I actually liked. And like my dad looked at it and he was like, "Whoa, these are really good. You should become a photographer." But like I took a million pictures and only like 2 of them I was like, "Oh yeah, this is the shot right here. Oh, I got 2 of these. That was it. That's all I had." So, but yeah, I did want to be an artist for a while. I wanted to make my own anime. I was really inspired by at the time, Fairy Tail. I was like obsessed with Fairy Tail in high school. And I liked the Fairy Tail art style. I actually don't like the Fairy Tail art style now. But back then in high school, I was like obsessed with that art style. And I was like, I want to replicate that art style. I want to draw my anime characters and have them look kind of like those ones. And I remember I made my first ever OC. I wish I had like a picture of her. I had to find her. She's in like a random sketchbook of mine. Her name was Ginny, and she had like green spiky hair, and she wore like this like blue and yellow kind of like robe. Honestly, it looked like a light night sleep robe. I don't know why I decided to do that for her outfit, but her name was Ginny. That was my first ever like OC. Well, I'm not sure I could say that's my first ever OC, but it was the first like time I had drawn a character and I actually like enjoyed how they looked. So I guess you could say they're like my first OC that I actually remembered. There's probably characters I drew before that. I just did not care. Then I went through a phase where I wanted to write. I went through a writing phase. So I was on Wattpad. Boo! I was on Wattpad. Thanks for the subscribe, Doggo. I appreciate it. There was a time that I was on Wattpad, y'all, Wattpad, and I was writing stories. I was writing stories on Wattpad. I had made one, and I wanted them to be like anime-inspired stories. I had, well, that and also like anime and like animal stories. So like I once made a story that was like, I made one about dogs. Like we were all like little puppies. It was about like a litter of puppies, and they all stung together. But then they kept running into dog gangs, just gangs of dogs that were so mean. But then my puppies were so determined that they like got to join the dog gang, and they were getting raised in a puppy gang. It was a whole thing. You gonna listen to my yapping? You like my vibe and my voice? Thanks, I appreciate it, Chumper. But yeah, I wrote a book about puppies joining a dog gang. There was like 2 different gangs, and it was a betrayal, right? Because we were a litter of puppies, and you know, in a litter there's like, I don't know, I think there was 4 puppies in a litter in the story I was telling, and 2 of the dogs went with the rival gang, and 2 of the main character and the other dog went with like the main gang. So we were like fighting each other. And it was all dramatic on Wattpad. We were like, no, we can't fight the other puppies. They're friends, not foe. We're family. It was a whole thing. I love yappers because I'm a good listener, but not a good responder. Well, it's your lucky day because I'm a good responder. I'm just a terrible listener, Loki. I'd be like, what'd you say, huh? Oh, you said something to me? Oh, my bad. Sorry. But now I get to have it both ways because I don't have to listen. Yippee! And that was my first book. On Wattpad. It was literally about puppies joining gangs, dog gangs. And then I wrote another one. I wrote another dog one, but it didn't really last long. I think it was supposed to be, I wrote like 2 pages and stopped. I think it was supposed to be about a dog who got lost in the city and got picked up by like a human, and it just became like a really like spoiled pet. But like I don't think I wrote very much. Hey Kate, how are you? I'm talking about my Wattpad days and the stories I was writing. Then I wrote like a really emo like poetry book, because this was in high school where I was like down and depressed and really sad. And I was like, man, I hate life. Life sucked. Oh, I'm so sad and miserable all the time. So I wrote like a really like emo like poetry book. It was just a bunch of poems about I become so numb. You know what I mean? Wake me up inside. But the book, you know what I mean? And then I had made this other book. I think this one's actually still on Wattpad. Let me see if I can track this thing down. My page is not gone. However, I don't think I can share the name of the page. Just because of like... I think... Well, I'm not sure. I actually don't remember what the name of the page was. Let me see if I can find it. I'm trying to see. Can I find my... Oh! Yeah, there's my old book. It's labeled as ongoing. Okay, yeah, because of the name of the page, I actually cannot share the like actual details about this. However, I did write a book, and it was about these two girls. It was about these two girls who went to like a... It was very fairy tale inspired. So it was these two girls who went to this like... They wanted to join a guild, right? They wanted to join a guild. And they wanted to... They're twins. They're twin sisters. They wanted to join a guild. So they go... Oh, it's their first day. Oh, I read in the newspaper that there's like a guild that's like hiring for like new guild members. Okay, let's go. So they walk into the guild place, right? And in this book, like they jump from like sister to sister. So like one chapter is about first sister, and the second chapter is like about the next sister. Like the point of view kept shifting. And they go in there, they go to the new guild, and they're like, I want to join the guild. And they go, okay. So now they had to go run like a little trial thing, you know, to join the guild. They meet like there are like two other people who are running the same trial as them, and they become like a guild, little guild team. It was like, they're all kids. I think like the twin sisters are like 16 or something. There's a guy that one of the girls had a crush on. I think he was like 17. And then there was a little kid in the party who was like 8, but she was like a rogue character. Like she was like super speedy, and like she's like an alchemist, I guess you could say. Like she had potions on him, and she would make like a bunch of potions and use them for like various things. And they had to like fight a golem. It was a whole thing. But like the whole twist that I was planning on writing in that goofy little Wattpad story was that these girls were actually like secretly like dragons, and like people don't like dragons in the world. Like in that world, if someone saw a dragon, they beat them up and murder them, because dragons were like seen as like aggressive or something. You know, my family was killed by a dragon, so we don't allow dragon folk around these parts, you know what I mean, type of thing, because there's aggressive dragons and they're like strong and whatnot. So the whole twist of the book that I was writing was that the guild was going to find out that there's dragons, and then they're going to have like a dramatic like, you can't be in this guild no more. But then through the power of friendship, they were supposed to get invited back to the guild, you know, be like, you know, even though you guys are dragons, you helped us out so very much, and now you get to be a part of this guild. The end. You know, like fairy tale, except without the dragon. Except I was just inspired by Lucy, the main character. You know that first arc in fairy tale, like the first like 12 episodes where like Lucy's dad or something like really wanted her to come home, and like they were like mean and stuff to the people. It was like that. It was that, except they were just dragons. So I mean, I actually don't think this book is that cringe. It is the only book that's left on the page. I mean, on my like old Wattpad page. I don't think it was cringe though. I think the writing I did was like pretty okay. I would read it to you, but like if I read it, then you can just easily find it, and I don't want that. But the writing itself was okay. Like I reread this like last year. I think I came back to it and it was fine. I just don't know where my old poetry book is. I used to have a poetry book. Did I delete it? I might have deleted my old poetry book because it was too emo. I don't remember what it's called. Oh, I remember what it was called. Welcome to the Puppy Parade, Kate. I remember what it's called. Let me see if I can find that one. I just remembered. Oh, wow. What a generic title. The title of this book is so generic that like a million other books on Wattpad have the same title. Okay, this was my second account. I actually could read this one just because this one is under my name Silverez, which is the name I went online for a long time. It's not. That's like my first like ever online name was Silverez. And the only time I only changed I only went away from being Silverez when I became a VTuber because I was like I don't know what I did as Silverez when I was in high school or like middle school, and I was like I don't know if I want to bring that whatever like past I have from when I was a cringy child over into like VTubing territory as an adult. So I changed names. But I used to be Silverez everywhere. Everywhere. I used to go by Silver. That was my old online name. I've tried. Well, I'm going to put you in my background noise while doing assignments in progress. Yeah! I tried to make an article in Wattpad about a zombie outbreak where all the air was infected, so everyone had to wear a mask. It was cringe. Hey, it's only as cringe as you make it. It could have been a really cool story. You never know. You never know. I felt good with my little story about like the sisters and like the guilds and stuff because people kept commenting on it. They were like, "Man, this is some good stuff. Keep writing. Keep writing." Keep writing. But also I think back then, like, I mean, everybody knew that like Wattpad was just a bunch of kids up there, so I think everyone was just trying to hype each other up because you don't really want to tear down a child. Like you could read how I wrote it, you know full well this was like a 14-year-old girl who's writing this story, and we don't really want to harass the it was something. I wonder if you could find me on Wattpad. Maybe. From my recording software is gonna make me have a stroke. Why? You just ran over a leaf with your suitcase and it scared you? Sometimes my own shadow scares me. So I believe you. Sometimes I'd be like, I sneezed it. Sorry, that was really loud. I try to mute before I sneeze, but you know what? You can't always mute before sneezing. I've never been a good writer. I tried writing music when I was young, but I could never do lyrics. Oh my gosh, thank you for the bless yous. I forgot about that. Y'all. I wanted to do every form of creative like thing outlet ever. That just reminded me there was actually a time where I wanted to write music too. I wanted to write books. I wanted to write music. I wanted to be a drawing. Anything that involved being creative, I wanted to do it so bad. I even tried to make my own trading card game with my brother once, but my brother was not on board, which would make me so upset. I was like, well, because the way me and my brother were, he was like, we had like it down pat. He was like the brains, so he was really good at like wording stuff. He could word stuff a lot better than I could, and I was like the person with the ideas. Like I had so many ideas, like, oh, we could do this, we could do that, we could do this and that, but I just had trouble putting ideas into play. Like I had trouble taking an idea and writing it in a book, or taking an idea and really like showing it like on paper. So I would just feed him my ideas, and like he would be the one who would like word it better. He would refine it. So that's what we used to do. I think we worked on a book together once where like I was just constantly giving him ideas. I was like, okay, this could happen, that, because he had no ideas. That was his thing. He had no ideas, but he was really darn good at writing and making things sound nice. Whereas I had all the ideas, but man, could I not write for crap, dude. I was so bad at it. So yeah, that's what we did. And so when I wanted to make a trading card game, I wanted to like feed him a bunch of ideas, and I wanted to be the one doing the art for like each card and stuff. But he would have to like help come up like gaming mechanics and like refine like what each card would say on it. But he didn't want to do it. I was so bad at him for that. I was like, man, why won't you let us make a trading card? Because I was trying to make board games. I was trying to make trading card games. I was so excited about the idea of making like a bunch of cards like with my own little art and stuff in it and ideas, and it just never happened. That's a fun idea though, to like try to make your own game card. But like, how do you make your own card game? I said game card. How do you make your own card game? You had to come up like your own rules and stuff. That's like so difficult, you know. It'd be so hard to do. All right, I can tell you about this this old email book because it's under my old name, Silverez. It's under my old name, Silverez. It even has a little drawing I made of myself when I was in high school. Welcome to the puppy parade. He didn't want to support his sister's dreams. Exactly. I gotta go tell him. Man, I had how many poems in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 poems in this emo poetry book I made in high school. 28 poems, and some of them aren't even in here. Some poems I just had like on my phone, like notepad, but I never actually included here. This is so emo though. Like, what's one that's like? Let me see if I can find one that's like the least emo to like read on stream. I'm supposed to be like an SFW, like happy-go-lucky doggo, and I'm over here like revisiting my emo stuff. One of these poems I was actually so proud of, and that I showed like some of my teachers about it, and they kind of liked it. So they like actually got it published in like my school's like newspaper. And I got a copy of it. We made like a school's newspaper, and I had a whole page dedicated to my poem. And I was so proud of it. But it's so emo. I don't know if I can read it on my like little family friendly super happy stream. Hold on, I'm reading it. This is a good poem, though. Yeah, I wrote this. This is a good poem. Oh my gosh. Does your model have lighting? Yes, it is a program called Shooshed. I gotta put you on, for real, for real. It's called Shooshed. It takes the background and the foreground, so it takes your model and like changes the color scheme to match the background a bit more. And then there is like lighting stuff too. All right, I can read it. It's just really emo, but it has a really good message in it, and I actually really like this poem. I like years later, I'm still pretty proud that I wrote this poem. But just know, it is very emo, it is very dark, and it is very depressing. But I can explain what it is afterwards. Okay, I can explain what it is afterwards. Let me turn my little background music off. Okay, I can read it. I'll read it. It's really emo though, but I do like this poem, and I think it still stands to this day. It's really dark though, so bear with me, okay? Okay. There was an incident. Sorry, let me stop smiling. Let me stop smiling while I read this like a super depressing thing. All right, ready? There was an incident that turned her smile from snow to stone. A pocket knife covered in blood, an act that needed to be done. She has killed a man, and now she has sinned. The mocking, the screaming, the threats, the unforgettable look of fear in the eye of her opponent. The media love this story. They sell her cries of horror in little bottles, sold at a small price of 60 cents each. While the story is still trending, it's buy one, get one free. Buy two, and you will be rewarded of a small picture frame filled with images of her ghastly appearance. The world will never forget her crime. Only nature empathizes with her. As the sun still shines and the moon prevents the darkness from devouring her, the grass brushes against her legs in an attempt to comfort her, and the trees do not laugh at her like the humans do, for they know of the dreadful acts that occurred that night. The gunshots, the crying, the terror, the man with the camera recording every second of it, they saw it all. They saw her enemy produce the sounds of death and miss from a slight bend in his fingertip. They watched as he clung to her child, as if her child was made of worthless gold. And they witnessed the shadows leave its place of hiding, to rip away the fate of her future. The second she looked to retaliate, all it took was a usage of a singular device, the stealthy art of timing, and a lust for money. They saw it all, and yet there are still signs in every window condemning her very presence. There are still flowers in the homes of the ignorant who wilt while in her presence, raised by human. They too only know the meaning of conformity. They saw it all, and yet tell no one. The world has created its own truth. No longer will it listen to reality. They saw it all, and now they're at fault too. The guilt caused them to wither away. Together, they are alone. I told y'all I had to read my poem. Y'all told me to read the poem. Sorry, I'm reading a poem I wrote in high school, and I said it's not too say so, but we can read. I'll read it anyways. So if the so I actually really like this poem. I made this years ago. I read this when I was in high school. It is a bit dark for SFW, but I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's literally just about like how like a guy did a big a guy did a big crime, and like when a woman looked to retaliate upon that crime, the cameras only caught like what she did and not what the guy did. So like everybody was like angry at her and stuff, despite her like just retaliating in defense of herself. It's a good poem. I genuinely think it's a good poem. I wrote this when I was in high school. I was a kid when I wrote this. This was the poems I was writing when I was a kid. That's it. Okay, what did you read? I was just reading a poem that I wrote. I'm sorry. I just read a poem I wrote a long time ago. Most of these poems are super emo though. There are a few that aren't emo though. I'm trying to find one that's not. That's like a bit more upbeat. This one's about doggos. You liked it? Thank you. I'm glad somebody liked it. I mean, it's dark. It's not inappropriate though. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's not SFW, but I mean, it is a bit dark. Panda, I think you are doing a great job. I think you are so good at making the most of what you got. You take a Discord server that's kind of quiet and you yap up a storm and you make it better. You take circumstances that aren't the bestest and you put your panda magic in it and you make it the bestest. And that's a cool skill to have. There you go. That's your compliment today, Panda. I hope you liked it. Hope you like it. Yeah. I mean, that was good. You liked it, Chomper? I'm glad you guys like it. That's my favorite poem I've ever written. I think it's a really good poem. I think it tells a really good story. It's just a little dark for my streams, that's all. But to be fair, I wrote it when I was a teenager. So if I can write it when I was a teenager, then surely it's okay for other teenagers to hear. Also, it got published in my high school's poetry book. So literally, if that poem can get published in my high school's like creative arts like book and like given in like a little magazine to every single student to read, then I can read it on my little family friendly streams. Yeah. Hi Senshi, how are you? Yahoo! Makes me want to translate one of my favorite self-made poems into English. Ooh, that'd be fun. I was really inspired by a poet that I had to read a lot of. Her name was also Gabriel. Gabriel gets a compliment too. Hold on, let me finish my sentence and I'll compliment Gabriel. It was a poet. Her name was Wisława Szymborska. She made a lot of like really dark like poems, but they always touched on like really cool and like important topics, and I was super inspired by that. Like I also wanted to like use heavy imagery and like a lot of like similes and metaphors and stuff to like portray like to like talk about like serious problems in the world, which is where that other poem came from. Because I don't know, that was around the time where like I told you I was like super emo, so like everything around me was bothering me. But one thing that bothered me with the most was like how media always portrayed like things. Like you'd literally see like the worst crime ever online and people would be like defending it. Like, you know what I mean? Like there'd be people in the comments defending it, and that's where that poem came from. I was so bothered by that concept that I started writing. I wrote a whole poem about it. Anyways, Gabriel, I know we haven't talked in a while. But whenever we did talk, I used to have fun with our conversations. And when we would sit in the voice chat together and we'd be yapping up and playing what we used to play, Apex. And we used to play Apex sometimes, and I was terrible at it, and I keep dying. Those are fun times because you're a fun guy. Yeah. I'm doing a deadline at work so bad. How about you? Oh, I'm just yapping. I'm yapping to people right now. That's what I'm doing. So I'm okay. We played a lot of things. Those were simpler times. They were simpler times. I was still at college. with like all the free time in the world. I had no worries in the world either. I had, I was still with my parents too, so they were like paying for everything financially. I ain't had to worry about nothing. Now I got a house. I'm taken care of. I'm fully employed. I wanna go back in time. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when your mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Also, how come everybody shows up at the second I start reading an emo poem? Where were y'all at before I started reading that poem? All right, I started reading my poem, and like a million people who just clicked on my stream for the first time is like, Cyan, this is family friendly, bro. Where were y'all before? I let myself read something kind of emo one time, and everybody come out the woodwork just to say, Cyan, no, don't do that, and then leave. Y'all crazy. I want to get out of the times I'm currently at, but I know I would want in the future to get back to these days. That's true. I guess that is how it tends to go, huh? Like you're like, man, my life sucks. And then like a year later, you're like, man, I wish I had my life last year. That was so much fun. When I was at college, I was like, well, I actually really enjoyed college. When I was at college, I don't think there's ever a time where I was like, man, I wish I wasn't in college. Like I was very aware that like, because of my school and my major, I wasn't doing too much work. And then I had so much free time. I was very aware I had so much free time. My streaming, I used to stream like all the time back then. I streamed like 3, 4, 5 times a week just because I can, just because I could. And I streamed whenever I felt like it. I used to do like, there were some streams I literally started at midnight. You know why? Because I didn't have a class the next day and I had nothing else to do. And I couldn't sleep. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna start streaming now at midnight. And then my stream went in like 3 in the morning. I think I did like a 4-hour stream once a night. Like I started at like midnight and I ended at like 4 a.m. This is better than last year? Yeah, that's the goal. Every year gets better is the goal. Calculations have been calculated badly by Einstein. I don't do calculations. I don't know how to calculate nothing. I am home, as you can see, y'all. I wish I was, I really wish I was back in college, though. I had so much free time. I've always said this, like, if I could go back in time with, like, all the knowledge I had of a VTuber, I would do it in a heartbeat. Because I had so much free time in college. If I would have, like, started, like, editing videos and, like, making shorts and stuff in college when I had so much free time, I would be, like, 10 times bigger. Like, my channel would be, like, 10 times bigger than it is now. But as it stands, I really only figured out, like, the whole editing and, like, making shorts and, like, YouTube. I need to get on YouTube, all that stuff. I didn't figure that out until, like, a few months ago. I started doing a ton of research on VTubers like a few months ago. A ton of research. Hey, Marco! What? Why are you frowning, Marco? What happened? Why you coming here with frown, Marco? You gotta turn your frown upside down. See, why you watch me? Like that. Wait, I can't frown. Hold on. I can't frown. Oh my gosh. You're lucky my model will not let me frown right now. I'm trying so hard. You know what? Never mind. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. What is the biggest motivation to keep going in college right now? I feel so freaking down. I don't know. I was just really motivated when I was in college, just because I had a lot of like friends to hang out with. That was like I guess the only like reason I like college as much as I did was because I could go to my friend's room at any time. That was it. If I didn't like have like a lot of people to go to at any time, I probably wouldn't have liked college as much. That also had a lot of free time. But I also was an education major at a really not good college. Like, I just don't think they knew what to do with us. I'm gonna be honest, because since my college was so small, I just don't think they knew what to do with us. Oh, welcome to the puppy parade. Don't worry. Why are you frowning? Please, smile. Like this. A good smile. You can even wag your tail too if you have one. Smile. I don't want you frowning in here. No frown. Sound like a cheerful person. I am now. Fun fact, when I first started VTubing, I actually wasn't a cheerful person. I want to say I started streaming in 2021. I was still pretty emo back then. I wasn't really I started coming out of like depression. So I was diagnosed with depression like in 2017. I didn't really start coming out of it until like 2021, 2022-ish. So it really took a while. So like my first year of VTubing, I was like super skeptical and I was like super negative about everything. I wasn't negative on stream, but I was just a negative person. I don't think it was until like 2023 did I start like lightening up and being a lot happier and stuff. Am I dumb or do you not have a whisper button? And if so, where? There are whisper buttons on Twitch. I never respond to whispers because they are almost always scams. If you want to speak with me about something, you should join the Discord. A Nightbot just literally sent a message. You should join a Discord. That is like the best way to contact me. If you whisper something to me, I probably won't respond. And the only time people whisper something is when it's a scam. The only time you get whispers are like our artists going, "Do you need a new model?" And I'm like, "No." Or here's where you can buy follower. Like that is the only time like I ever like receive whispers. So I do not respond to them much. To be honest, right now I've been forcing everything because of college motivation. Yeah, but college can be tough though, depending on like what you're going for. Because some majors have you working, especially depending on the school. Like if you go to like a big school, like an Ivy League school, yeah, you gonna be working. I would never go to an Ivy League school because I ain't got that much work in me, see what I'm saying? I ain't got that much work in me. It's so funny that you're incapable of frown. I can frown, I just can't. I can frown, I just... It's okay, we just gotta work on it. It's fine. I can't frown. We just gotta work on it though. Just almost. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too smiley. I'm just a little too happy today. Good idea. We should host community art night on Discord because why not? That could be fun. Yeah, community night, art night. Cyan karaoke stream when? Probably closer to the holidays. I really want to do like a Christmas karaoke stream. Like I really want to do Christmas karaoke. Like I really. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. I was gone for a few minutes. What happened after the poem? I don't know. I just go wherever the wind takes me, and right now the wind is taking me far. You probably, if you're gone for like 2 minutes, you probably missed like 10 different topics that chase. What would you do if I put on animal I have become? I don't know what that is. At least you're here now. I am. Hello, Bobby! Hello! Discord DMs are best way to contact Cyan. She most likely respond to those even with the responses. Yeah, I will respond to your Discord DM, but it will take anywhere between like 1 minute. Like I will either respond instantly or it could take a week. It really depends on what I'm doing, how lazy I'm feeling, or how busy I am. I don't know. Imagine you invite close friends over for dinner. You spend hours preparing everything with care, hoping they'll enjoy it. But when they arrive, they get so glued to their phones, they don't even say thank you. In situations like that, it's only natural to feel upset because your effort... Oh yeah, that don't sound nice. I'm sorry, Marco. If you were to give me some foods, Marco, I'd say thank you. I'd put my phone down. We'd have a fun chatty chat. I get that. It's like if you were to go on a date with somebody and you're trying to talk to them and they just on their phone the whole time. It's them iPad kids. It's them iPad generation. Take the phones from the people. No more phones. No more phones for people. It'll take a year. It can. It really depends. It can. It can take a year for me to respond. It really depends on what's going on at the time. Sometimes I see it like a message and then I forget about it because like I'm busy the moment I open the message to look at it, but I'm like too busy to respond at the time. And because I open the message, it reads as like read. So I don't come back to it because I think I already read and responded to it. Yeah, I run into that a lot. I've been bad at responding to my DMs ever since I became a VTuber, low-key. I want to say I'm getting a little bit better, but it's still pretty bad. Honestly, you're better off like adding me in main chat in the Discord. than you are in a DM sometimes. I'm a computer engineering major at school. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they working you. You getting worked at your school. Work. Hi Shan. Work. Do you like music? Yes, I like music. I'm a marching band dog. Right now I'm just a dog though. But I'm normally a marching band dog. Hey Red. Hey Red Miller. I played trumpet for 9 years. I bought a cello last week. I really shouldn't have because that wasn't a good financial decision. But hey, I have a cello. Do you make music? No, but I can play music. I can play music. I transcribe songs sometimes. So I go on music school. I listen to a song I like and I transcribe it. I can do that. I can't make music from scratch though. That's not my thing. Anyways, there will be. Can you play for us? I don't know if I should do that. I literally haven't touched my trumpet in a while. If I were to pick up that trumpet right now, y'all would be like, ugh, that. And also my microphone isn't meant for that. So it probably would just. It probably would just like mess up the microphone low key. I don't have the kind of mic that was built for that. Kotaru does. He has a mic for that. I don't. So I don't know. Okay, guys. All right, be right back, guys. There will be a 3-minute ad break starting in 5 seconds. During that time, I will put the be right back screen on. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, get a sippy sip of water, and a little snacky snack. And I suggest you guys do the same, okay? I'll be back in 3 minutes. 3 minutos, okay? 3 minutes.
I am back.
Yes, I do have a YouTube channel. I actually do stream to YouTube. I'm literally on YouTube right now. I'm on YouTube as we speak right now. I'm literally streaming on my. It's literally my channel's called Cyanica. I'm literally streaming on YouTube right now, on my YouTube chat. And Cyanica, my Cyanica chat. It's just I don't really have so Twitch has this thing where like if you have Twitch has this rule where like if you're affiliate you can dual stream, but you cannot combine the chats on stream. So on my stream a lot of like the YouTube chat messages don't show up, but the Twitch one does, to avoid Twitch yoinking my Twitch income, and I don't want them to yoink my Twitch income. So yeah, I am multi-streaming right now. I'm actually streaming on Twitch and YouTube's. I subscribe on both YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, they do use different terms, but I think it's so silly. Like, why is subscriptions different on Twitch than it is on YouTube? But boop boop boop. The Cyan the animal I have become as amazing. It is. Oh, okay. I have emerged from the ads, yes. They're 3-minute ads. I'm sorry that they're so long. But for anyone who doesn't know, the reason that ads are 3 minutes intervals, or 3 minutes, because if you set it to having 1 3-minute ad every hour, then you don't get any other ads at all. So like you know how like some channels you click on, you get those random 30-second ads that are so annoying. Like you could ask the VTuber something and then they start to reply and then you get ads out of nowhere. Yeah. If you have it set to like a 3-minute ad break every hour, you don't get bombarded with random 30-second ads at random times anymore. So we just all take an ad break together basically to prevent ourselves from getting bombarded, because it is really annoying. That's one of my pet peeves, like when I'm talking to somebody and then I get a random ad break. Like I get a 30-second ad break and I don't get a chance to hear what they said at all. Or they're like deep in a story. Oh wow, what a cool story, man. I want to hear more, and you get ads. Aggravating. Hello from YouTube, Ace, hello. I want to see you mess around in Chrome Music Lab and make some songs. It's a free website, search it up. The website that I use for music stuff is MuseScore. I use MuseScore for music stuffs. What have I been using so far? I haven't heard of Music Labs. I can look at it though. Chrome Music Labs. The ads are coming for you after you with car insurance? No! Car insurance is low-key a scam, bro. Like, what do you mean? In my state, I have to have car insurance in order to get a license, bro. See, in order to like go to the DMV and get a license, you have to have car insurance. But if you call in an insurance company and say, hey, can I get insurance on my car because I'm gonna like do the driver's test to get a license, they're gonna say, huh? You need to have a license before you can get insurance. And then you go, nuh-uh, you need to have an insurance before you can get a license. And then you have a long back and forth before they eventually let you get your own insurance. That's just how it goes in my state, and I just don't know why it's like that. But like the insurance companies will literally fight you about it, and I'm sorry, the DMV place literally turned me around and said, no, you cannot apply, you cannot like try to get a driver's license or even take the driver's test without car insurance. And then the insurance companies are like, nuh-uh. Like, I was so mad when I did that. I was like, well, they're not letting me in, so we gonna have to do something, because they turned me around. I'm not getting turned around again. What do you mean block YouTube Shorts ads? You can just scroll past them. That's true. You can just scroll past them. I will give video game NPC tips that will seriously help. Interesting. You just subbed on my YouTube? Yeah! Car insurance for license? That's backwards. Yeah, it is backwards. In the state that I am currently in, you literally have to have like a car in order to get a license. Like if you don't have a car, you can't get car insurance, so you can't get a license. Like you literally have to have a car first in order to get a license, and it's so crazy. It's kind of a dumb concept, because like how am I supposed to do a driver's test It's because they don't offer like cars for driving tests. Some states and places they do. So like they'll have like special like test cars that you can use for driver's tests. In this state, they do not. You need to have your own insurance on your own car and then use your own car for the test. But like, how are you supposed to get to the driver's place with no license to do your driving test? Just hope you don't get pulled over on your way to the DMV. Like, and you better hope that you pass it while you're there so that you don't get pulled over on your way back home. Like, that's just how it goes. Are you from the US? I'm from UK. Yeah, I'm in the US. USA. Good night, friends. Good night. And insurance costs more as a young person. It sure does. And insurance costs more. So not only do you need to have insurance and a car in order to get an actual license in my current state, you're also going to cost an arm and a leg because you're a young person trying to get a license with insurance. I know a Twitch only streamer who uses the ad time as subscriber only time. Oh, that's true. I mean, you can do that. I just use the bathroom a lot. So that's the reason I like turn it into just a break for be right back stuff. That, and also like I don't think I'm a big enough streamer to be doing subscriber only times. Like what? I'm gonna do a subscriber only something and everybody gonna be gone because I only got the so many people who subscribe. But like I also use the bathroom a lot, so like instead of like putting a be right back screen on at a random time to go to the bathroom at a random moment, I just use the ad breaks to go. Every hour I use the ad break to go to the bathroom. I go potty. I called to get insurance on a modified car and it was $4,000 a month. Sheesh. My insurance on my car is not a lot a month per month, but that's only because I have a really old car. My car is like I have a 2008 car, so like the insurance is not as high on it. I pay like $70 a month. And I don't have full coverage on it either because it's so old. There's not really a need to get full coverage because they only cover how much like your car is worth, and my car itself is only worth like $3,000, which means if I got in a car accident, like a big car accident, and they only covered $3,000, that's not going to do anything. Like that, what's that going to do? I'm able to fix the bumper and that's it. Like, so I actually don't have full cover on my car because it's really old. I drive a Mercury Marquis. A little old car. They don't even make those cars anymore. So I heard that, I think at least from what Kocharu told me, he said like Mercury went out of business or something like years ago. So I don't know. I got a really old car though. So, and my state has the opposite problem. Here they hand out driver's license like candy. Crazy. Yeah, I have a Mercury. Just what is wrong with YouTube ads? I don't know, man. I've seen 18-hour unskippable ads on YouTube or Twitch. 18 hours. You know, I don't even be sitting through like 10 seconds of ads. You want me to do 18 hours? Oh, bye, Chomper. Get you some good coffee. Also, excuse me. I burped it. America actually sucks. It's okay. It's got its problems, but I'm living. I'm doing okay here. So I average only that's almost everybody or nobody in the stream. Yeah, exactly. Subscribers only would be like 2 people present at any given moment. Like I maybe if I'm like Twitch partner, which I heard. I don't know if this is true. I need to actually look into it, but I heard that they're like lowering the requirements for Twitch partner. I don't know the validity of that statement though. I remember like briefly reading something about it. I gotta look into it though. But if that's the case, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I still wouldn't be anywhere close. Like I average anywhere between like 15 and 20. And my average is going down each month. Cause I've been so busy this month. I haven't really been grinding out the streaming life. I've been doing teaching stuff, and as a result, my average is starting to go down and stuff. Which I'm not complaining about it. Obviously, I was like busy, so it makes sense. But like, I ain't getting Twitch partner anytime soon. Hey, Paige! I think it's crazy. I've always had pigtails on my model. I've just never used it. And everybody's like, well, you got a different hairstyle. Yeah, I've always had it. I've literally always had it. Today I was just feeling different. I was feeling bonita, you know what I mean? I was like, let me put my hair up, you know, I'm feeling bonita. I was already gonna make a silly little chat message saying, Mommy, he's copying my smart fridge, but you beat me to it. That's crazy. Let's scroll up. Let me scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. It's like 75 average currently. It is, and you have to maintain that 75 average for a long time for they accept you. Like if you only have 75 average for like 1 month, they're going to tell you, they're going to say no. Like I've seen multiple people have to apply like 4, 5, 6 times because Twitch was like, you've only had 75 for like 1 month. You need to have it for more than that, and they had to wait until like they had it for like multiple months in a row. So like even if you touch the 75, unless you can keep it forever, man. Love what you did with your avatar. Is cute. Ooh, thank you so much. My favorite part of my model is the eyeshadow and the eyes. I think they're really pretty. What do you do? Music lab on stream? Probably not. I've actually never like done like a full music stream before. I transcribe stuff in my own time sometimes. I've never streamed myself transcribing. And the reason I haven't streamed myself transcribing, because it's the same reason I don't stream myself doing art. Like you can be like, oh, I want to draw this character, and then you start drawing and it looks like absolute trash, and you're just like, dang, I just cannot draw. Same thing happens with transcribing. Sometimes I'll pick a song, I'm like, I want to transcribe this song. And I start transcribing, and it sounds like trash and sounds nothing like the actual song. And I'm like, wow, this is poo-poo garbage. Why did I even do this? And then you end up feeling awkward and stupid. So that's the same. I haven't transcribed myself. I haven't streamed myself transcribing music for the same reason I have not streamed, like done an art stream. The only time I've done art streams is when I already had the sketch outline. Like I already had like the sketch that I wanted. Then I would go back and like do like the redraw and stuff. But like I've never like sketched on stream. Like it's hard. They even lowered affiliate to 25 followers and 3 average viewers. Yeah, I saw that. Which I think is a good thing, because there's a lot of people out there who like have that average viewership that just didn't have like the affiliate status. And I feel like viewership is a lot more important than like follower number, because like having 25 followers and like, I don't know, 5 people watching is like a really good concept, as opposed to like having like 100 people follow and maybe like one more person watching. Like I don't know, I feel like average viewers are like weighted a bit more. So I feel like in that regard, I think lowering that makes a lot of sense. I don't know, maybe I'm just built, maybe I'm just different. I don't know, maybe I'm just built different. Maybe my brain just works different. I'm not active. I'm playing Minecraft. You playing Minecraft? What you playing in Minecraft? You have to like my eyes. Thank you. You gonna stare at them? That's a price. That's a piece of history. Mercury is still in business making boat engines, but they are a headache to work on. But they are efficient and powerful. They make boats now? You know, I always joke that I drive a boat because my car is like so long in the front and so long in the back. And it's a tank. It is an absolute tank. I mean, there's stories of people getting in like accidents with those type of cars, and like my car being fine, but the other car is not. I joke that I like drive a tank all the time. But I drive a boat all the time. Is what I say. I'm driving a boat, and like it feels like I'm driving a boat when I push on the thing. I do have a V8. It does have a V8. Yes. I push on the brake and the brakes don't even be braking like that because my car is so heavy. Like I joke that I drive a boat all the time, and I think it's really funny that they actually make boats. Superpower, you can draw anything exactly as it comes out in your mind. Cursed, you can only draw Will Smith. Can I draw Will Smith as a bonita anime character? Cast iron or aluminum? I actually don't know. I don't know that information. I don't know. I don't know. Where do you find that information? where do you find it? I don't know much. The only thing I know about my car is stuff that Kotaru has told me about my car that I didn't know. So I don't know. I have no idea. Captain to engine room, more coal. Captain to engine room, more coal. Yeah, I don't. I drive a boat. I put the coal in the boat. Actually, look it up. But I'm lazy. You want me to look it up? But then I have to like type stuff, and that requires effort. You guys should go have fun working. As fun as you can have while working is still working. I have 0. I have 9, and I don't even stream. Made this account in 2023, I think. Hey, Twitch is hard, y'all. Twitch is hard. You know how long it takes to like get any to acquire any viewership? And to acquire like any following? on Twitch, it's very hard. All right, it's difficult out here. It's tough times out here. So like, I don't blame people when they be like, "Oh man, I've been streaming for X amount of years and I'm only averaging like 2." Like, bro, I don't blame you. It's hard out here. It is. I mean, I've been streaming for 4 years and I didn't really like. I think I was stuck in like 6 viewers for a long time. I've been streaming for 4 years. Consistently for 4 years, mind you. I'm talking like I stream minimum twice a week, every week for 4 years straight. I only took a break one time. I took one hiatus that was 3 weeks long. Right at the time, I at least streamed twice. I at least streamed on the weekends when I couldn't stream other times. And like, I averaged like 3 to 4 for like the entire first year. Then from like the second to third year, I averaged like 6. Just 6 for a long time was I averaging 5 to 6. Like a very long time. It wasn't until like it actually wasn't until April or May of this year that I started averaging above 6. It took me 4 years to get above an average of 6, you know, streaming is hard, all right? Don't let nobody tell you streaming ain't hard, all right? Don't let nobody tell you. People be like, streaming not hard, I can't imagine it being. It is. It is very difficult, you know, I know. I wanted to watch VTuber stuff. VTuber stuff is good. The fact you make compliments more expensive makes me nowadays need to make difficult decisions. Yeah, now you gotta save for other redeems. Yeah. I had a full-size SUV and decided to downsize to a smaller SUV just for me. Yeah, now you got a bite-sized cute SUV. Also, happy streaming. Well, happy yapping. Gotta eat. Okay, good night, Decipher. Thanks for stopping by and say hello. Get some good eats, okay, Decipher? Get some good eats. I don't know how to do anything on Twitch. It's okay. I wouldn't say Twitch is very starter-friendly. It's not very confusing. YouTube, on the other hand, oh my gosh. I did my first live stream on YouTube a month ago. I didn't know what's going on. You know how long it took me to figure out how to mod somebody on YouTube? I literally just figured it out like last week. I had tried looking into it before. It's not where you think it is. It's literally not where you think it is. Nothing on YouTube is where, when it comes to live streaming, is where you think it is. Like, you'd be like, oh, I bet I can find information here. No, you can't. Oh, obviously it would be here. No, it's not. YouTube, I don't know what YouTube got going on when it comes to live streaming, but nothing is where you think it is. It's not. How hard it was modding me, I had to Google how to mod somebody. Found a step-by-step instructions that were incorrect, probably outdated. And it took me somewhere wrong. And I had to go find a different spot. It's not... You would think that you would mod somebody for, like, your streams through, like, YouTube Studio, because that's, like, where you set up stuff for your stream. Wrong. No. You have to go to, like, just generalized YouTube settings. Then you have to, like, go down to this specific thing called, like, channel management, I think it was. And then you had to click on, like, it was a whole thing, dude. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I wish I found you a bit earlier than I actually did. A lot of people say that. Why? Why do people wish that they found me earlier? So we could hang out for longer? Is that why? Do you want to hear some songs I made in Music Lab? It doesn't work. I have a goofy hot browser. It doesn't work. Nah, that makes me want to get a third account to watch streams just for the points. Dang, you're just gonna start hoarding points. That's crazy. I'm laying in bed trying to sleep because I felt dizzy and thought I was going to have an epileptic seizure, and now my brain won't turn off. Right? Writing fan fictions in your head? I think whatever will help you health-wise you should do. I mean, if sleeping will keep you healthy, then maybe you should. Okay, you know what I do when, like, my stuff, I have stuff stuck in my brain, I can't, like, get rid of it. I just, like, briefly jot it down, like, on my phone's notes app. So, like, for example, if something's, like, really bothering me, if something really bothers me, or, like, something I just can't stop thinking about, I open the notes app on my phone. And then I just like jot down, like, bullet points until it's all out of my brain. And then I go, oh, may I put links to songs I made? Yes, you may. But I will not be listening to them now. Listen to them later, okay? You can put links and I'll save them and I'll listen to them later. How's that sound? But hey, at least you succeeded eventually. Well, I guess it really just depends on your definition of success. I don't know. I would consider myself to be like super like successful. I feel like a successful streamer probably if I averaged more than 20 each stream. I think more than 20 each stream has been like a goal of mine for a long time. So I feel like if I consistently were to average like 20 or something, then maybe I'd be like, oh man, I'm feeling extra successful now. But I don't know. Until then, don't get me wrong, I don't feel like a failure. No, I think I'm doing pretty good for myself. I just don't think I reached like a point of success yet. Like I feel close. Like I feel close to where I want to be, but I'm not quite there. I would love to be. I guess Twitch partner is the end game though. Like if I became a Twitch partner, that'd be like the embodiment of success. Like I made it, guys. I made it. But like I don't know. I still feel pretty successful. Like if I had like 20 or more people watching per stream, then I'd feel like a super success. You know what I mean? Super success. And Spooktune. Okay, I'm gonna save this link because I'm curious about it. Here, let me drop this link over here. Bam, 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 bam. Sorry. Hold on, and then I save that link, and then I'm gonna save these ones. Welcome to the puppy parade, friend. How are you? It must be weird hearing me say welcome to the puppy parade when I'm not like all like marching band dressed up. People are probably like, man, this girl is crazy. Why is she saying welcome to the puppy parade when like what does that mean? I'm normally a marching band log, guys. I'm just in my off day outfit. We're talking about channel points. Channel points are good to have. You gotta save all of them. What Rame members do I make a remix for now? Claire, I would love. Claire is so nerdy about certain things. I would love to hear a remix of her like ranting about Kirby or something, or like Fire Emblem. I think that'd be really funny. you gotta make one of Claire Fluffle. Hey Pop Tart. Hey Pop Tart. You're at 55.7K. What are you saving? Oh, you say saving for VIP. Okay, I was about to say. I was like, what are you saving for? What do these points actually do? There's a lot of things. Look at it. I'm looking at them. Stretch, posture, hydrate. That's just taking care of the streamer. Oh boo. I say oh boo. You know what I mean? You're a good boy. You can. I tell you if you're a good boy or a good girl. I meow if you say meow. Speak. I just repeat whatever you write. I just say whatever you write. High wolf, I bark really high pitch. Deep wolf, I bark really low pitch. Outfit change, I go back to my matching outfit. Compliment you, I give you the bestest compliment. And VIP badge, just that little purple diamond badge that only the coolest of the cool people get. See what I'm saying? Yeah. They accumulate. That's what they do. They also exist. Yeah, they do exist. You're right. They do exist and they accumulate. To be fair, I've been here for years. That's true. Doggo has been here for years, and I think Doggo is my longest subscriber. Let me fact check this. I want to say that Doggo is my longest subscriber. They've literally been just subscribed for me for like 2.5 years straight, if I remember correctly. let me fact check this real quick. Hold on. Monetization. Where is it? They keep changing how this stuff works. They've changed like the creator dashboard so many times. I don't even know where to find the information anymore. Is it here? Yeah, here it is. View details. Download subscriber list. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's open this. Never mind. I cannot open this because I do not have I don't have Microsoft on this laptop. Like I don't have like, you need the spreadsheet to open it. Like Microsoft spreadsheets. I don't have Microsoft on this one. Welcome to the Poppy Parade. How are you? Like a dragon? Dragons hoard things? What would they be hoarding? Have you hydrated? I did hydrate, but I can do it again. Now I'm getting it for the year ends, but best things come to those who wait. Yeah! Yeah! I really want to see if I can open this stupid thing, but I don't really have Microsoft on this computer because I'm not paying for Microsoft anything when Google Drive does all the same things for free. Hey, let me see. Maybe I could open it if I put it in Drive. See what I'm saying? Welcome to Puppy Parade Doom. I don't play Doom games. You know why? Because they spooky. They are spooky. Let me see if I can open it if I put it in a Drive. Oh, I can. I can open it if I put it in Google Drive. Okay, let's see. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. Okay. Yeah, Doggo has been subscribed. So okay, to put it in perspective, for 47 weeks I've been affiliate for 47 weeks, meaning my content has been up and running for not weeks, these are months. 47 months. 12 24 36. Hold on, we getting there. 36 36 48. So I've been affiliate for almost 4 years. 1 month away from being 4 years. Oh, that's right. My affiliate anniversary is coming up. That's true. My affiliate anniversary is like early November. So I've been affiliate for almost exactly 4 years at this point. So I've been affiliate for 47 months. Doggo has been subscribed for 43 months. So Doggo is literally my longest subscriber I've had on this channel. But some people come in a little closer that are still subscribed to me. Like Joelle is subscribed to me and they've been subscribed for 15 months. Claire, my buddy Claire has been subscribed for 11 months. But man, I don't think no one's beaten Doggo at that. Like 43 months out of 47 is an insane number. I don't understand a word. I don't understand the word you're saying. I don't speak Angel. Angel, what do you speak? You don't speak Angel? What do you speak? Speak demon? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Uh-oh. Hold on, I pressed the wrong button. I didn't even know I could do that. Wait, hold on. What? That works? What? Sorry, I just found out that like the little chat pop out that you get on Twitch, you can control plus and control minus it to make the chat look bigger or smaller. I had no idea that worked here as part of OBS. Weird, but you know, I guess I'll hold that onto my back pocket because you know I don't have really good eyesight. So he speaks blood. Say it, don't spray it. What does that mean? What does that mean? Been subscriber for 43 months. Yeah, that's a lot of months. A lot of months. When will you do? What is that? I need to know so I can come back after watching a Splatoon streamer. I hate to leave here, but I love Splatoon. You can go watch Splatoons. Go watch somebody play Splatoons. I ain't offended. I'm not offended if you go watch your buddy play some games. Chrome Music Lab. I'm not doing Chrome Music Lab on stream, but I will look at your I am curious. I will probably look at it off stream, but I don't plan on doing Chrome Music Labs on stream. But I will take a look at it because I am curious as to what you're talking about. So okay, but yeah, go watch your friend's friend. Okay, go watch your friendly friend play your Splatoonies tunes. Go watch your friendly friend play a Splatoony tunes. You'll be back. Okay. I love it when people come back. Bye bye. You maybe open it with LibreOffice. That's what I have on my laptop. I've never heard of that. Are you sure that's not a scam? It works on your laptop. Your laptop hasn't exploded yet. I had never heard of that one. I'm sorry. Yana, did I tell you I'm really sore today? I am so sore because yesterday, I'm a kindergarten teacher. Yesterday was a bus evacuation practice day. And oh my gosh. So my role on bus evacuation day is to go like on the back of the bus. And basically all the kids get an experience of going to like the emergency door in the back of a bus, basically. So they know to like sit on their bottoms and slide off instead of just like jumping for it since the bus is up high. So the kids sit on their bottoms and they slide off the bus. The problem is they're 5. and the bus is really high up when there's no stairs, right? So my job as the teacher is to stand in the back and like basically help them down. So like they slide off and I'm like holding them like under their arms and I'm like pulling them like down slowly so that they're not just jumping for it. Which is funny because nobody told the first year teacher that she was supposed to be helping the kids like jump off the bus. The bus driver literally just told her that, oh, you just stand in the back of the bus and make sure the kids get down, okay? So she's like, okay. So she was just making sure, telling the kids like sit on their bottom and like slide off and jump. So the kids were like landing and like falling and like rolling and like falling on their like legs and stuff. And I was like, hey, I don't know if anyone told you this, but you're actually supposed to hold on to them so that they don't fall to the ground when they jump. And she was like, you know, that's important information. I don't know why they didn't tell me that. I'm like, girl, I don't know why they didn't tell you that either. Them kids were out of that back of that bus jumping for their lives up there. Hey, Aaron. It was so awkward. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, she was like 3 or 4 like kids in. Like 3 or 4 kids like fell like that before someone said, hey, don't do that. You're supposed to catch them. But like no one told them. In my country, we don't have such practices. Only some school districts have practices like that. Like, for example, the new teacher at my school now, she taught for like 10 years at a different school. At the other school, they didn't do that at all. So, you know, she's at this school doing it. She didn't know what to do it either. But yeah, you have to like, you hold them on their arm. You're supposed to like help them down, you know, which is why every year I get so sore from that because it's 2 classes. And usually it's a 2-person job. Like usually like you grab one arm and the other person grabs the other. But the teacher I was partnered with is she's a person in the stories I like when I talk about her. I like for her as grandma teacher because she's a really old lady who's really sweet. She's not an actual teacher. She's actually like a long-term substitute. So whenever like a teacher has to be out for like weeks to months at a time, whether it's an injury, like a severe illness, she takes over. So right now, one of the teachers is out because she had to have surgery in her arm. So she's not really very mobile, like in her like arms and stuff. So she can't teach. So she's out for a few weeks, which she should probably be coming back sometime like this week, next week maybe, because she's only supposed to be out for 6 weeks, and we're almost 6 weeks into the school year. So yeah, old grandma teacher takes over, and obviously old lady is not going to be like lifting these heavy kids. So it was my job. Hey, Rise of Army, it was my job as the younger teacher to like help the kids down, which I am so sore. Hey, Luigi. Hey, what's good? I am so sore as a result. It's so bad, y'all. And I'm not gonna lie, this year, also grandma teacher, old lady grandma teacher, she got this one kid in her class who's like obese. I'm talking like it's bad. Like it's really bad. Like that one kid, I mean, these kids are like 5-year-old. He has to weigh like 200 pounds. Like at this point, it's just a danger to himself. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to help this kid jump down from the bus? I cannot lift 200 pounds. It was bad. It was bad. I saw that kid and I was like, it's so bad. But yeah, well, I'm supposed to help them down the bus. Like I literally grab them by their arms and like carry them down. You know, there are some big kids in there. Like in my class, I had this one girl who's super tall. She's really tall for her age, which means she also weighs like a lot more in relation. She was hard to carry too. That's why I'm so strong. That's why I'm so sore. I had to lift 2 sets of kids. So I had to lift like 30 to 40 kids down from the back of the bus. It was hard. Those back muscles working overtime. See, I didn't even realize it was a back muscle exercise until I woke up this morning and my back hurts. I thought my arm was just going to be sore. No, my lower back, my upper back, and my shoulders. My shoulders hurt. My arms hurt a tiny bit. It's mostly my back and shoulders though. Like that is quite the workout. Quite the workout. USA sick weeks are just a joke anyways. Well, I mean, yeah, but yeah, we're talking about people sliding off the school buses. For like a practice evacuation drill, basically. So they practice like going out like the back door of a school bus. Like you open the emergency exit and you teach them how to sit. That they're supposed to sit on the bottom and slide down. Because if you do not teach a kid how to sit on their bottoms and slide down, that bus is really tall, right? There's no steps in the back of the bus. It's really high up. So if you have kids go out there and try to just jump, like just free for all jump it, they are going to get hurt. So you teach them to sit on their bottom and slide. And younger kids don't know that, you know, not younger kids aren't really at the age where they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to sit on my bottom and slide. No, we had some kids who tried to just jump for it. One kid, he was charging up. He squatted down. He was about to jump, and I said, I'm not catching you if you jump. And then he sat down. I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. I'm not. if you jump for it, I ain't catching no kids midair, sir. I hold you by your arm and I make sure that you come down slowly. I am not catching any kids who decide they want to jump at me. All right, I got little noodle arms. I am not a strong girl. I am not a strong girl. Please do not jump on me. Please do not jump on me. Then you got some kids who are so small. They weigh like nothing, dude. I was like, dang, this kid weighs like nothing. You know, I'm really weak, but some of the kids are so easy to lift. And then you got the other kid that's like overly obese. Like I literally have not seen, I'm so concerned for that child. I have not seen a child that big before, like ever. Like is like when I say like obese, I mean like not even like you know obese is like a long range, right? You can be like on the lower end of obese, you can be on the higher end. That kid, no, like that kid is massive. Like it's kind of ridiculous. I don't understand that, because like if a kid is like super underweight and they're like frail, you know, they have like CPS will be knocking on the door, like making sure that the parents like feed their kids or feeding their kids and that there's nothing happening. But like if a kid who's like 5 years old, they're like what, like 3 feet tall, if even that, and they're weighing like 200 pounds, we don't call CPS for that? Crazy. That kid cannot be healthy at all. There is not an ounce of health there. There's an Ender and outside my house. He won't leave. Then punch him. Just punch the Enderman. I'm sure he'll go away eventually. Yeah, that makes no sense. Yeah, it's so crazy. You got in trouble because you jumped off. Hopefully you were an older kid when you jumped off, though. If you were a younger kid, I'm sure that would have hurt. When I was in kindergarten one day, the car flew into the playground at full speed, but unfortunately there were no children. Yeah, stuff like that happens. One of the TAs the other day casually came into my room and she said, you know, I don't like being in your classroom. And I was like, wait, why? And she was like, because I remember the year before you got here. I said, what happened the year before I got here? She said, when that homeless man was, when there was that homeless man that was sleeping and camping out outside your door. They opened the door to go to the playground and found a guy just sitting out next to the door, and he tried to come into the school. I was like, what? Yeah, apparently the year before I got there, they tried to open the back door to let the kids out for recess, because like in my classroom at least, we have a door that leads outside. We have little back doors that leads outside in my classroom, and they opened the door to let the kids out, and there's a guy, there's just a grown man just sleeping next to the door. Like I can only imagine the surprise when you open the door for recess time and there's just like a grown man just laying there. That's kind of scary. Yeah, the TA just dropping lore. She said, I don't like being in your room. I was like, huh? Bro, they be telling stories. There's so many like horror stories of like things that like happened and were found like at my school. I can't really tell you some of the stuff because it goes outside of like the 13 and up realm, but there have been some stuff that were found on my elementary school campus that were just like big no-nos. Welcome to the Puppy Parade, Monk. It is kind of crazy what like stuff that like the principal has to deal with. I didn't think it was that bad until I started working at a school myself. And then like, you know, admin always carries like these like walkie-talkies on them. That's how they communicate with each other. They like communicate in schools with walkie-talkies. And sometimes you'll be walking past like a janitor or something, because janitors also have the walkie-talkies since they need to be mobile. Sometimes you'll be walking past like a janitor or something and hear the most diabolical sentence like on the or hear like the most juiciest tea on the walkie-talkies. And I'd be like, dang, that's happening right now? Like, Sometimes I'll just be walking by and minding my own business. I'd be hearing the craziest stuff just from the janitor's walkie-talkie when they're emptying the trash can in my classroom, or they're like cleaning up a mess in my room. And they'll be like, "Oh man, this one thing is going on. We need to send as many helpers as we can because this is happening." I'm like, huh? Bro, it's bad. It is bad. I'd be the one to do a backflip out of the bus. Good luck. Janitors are so cool though. The janitors are so cool. I love the janitors at my school. They're really nice. Hey Zion, how are you? One of the janitors, he is a really old man. Well, I mean, all the janitors at my school are Hispanic. I work at a school that like the at least the student demographic is like more Hispanic kids than anything else. A lot of them like come into school not speaking English, and that passes on to the staff members too. We have quite a few staff members that are Hispanic. A lot of the janitors, actually all the janitors are actually Hispanic. And the janitor that helps out in my room, he's this really old Hispanic man, and he always got stories for days. That man, he got stories, and he tries to tell those stories in the best way that he can, you know, because he speaks a bit of broken English. But man, he got story after story after story, man. He be like, back in my day, you know what I mean? And I like listening to him. He's a cool guy. I really like the janitors at my school. They're all really sweet. And then one of the lady janitors, she has like one of her kids is in 1st grade. So like she talks about like the kids a lot. She's so concerned about like the children at the school too, because you know she has a daughter literally attending the school. So like she's a part of like the PTA and all this stuff. I like the janitors in my school. They're real nice people. And because they all speak Spanish too, they're really helpful like during lunchtime, for example, when like a kid needs something and they don't speak English. So they just run over to like the janitors, and the janitors like translate for us. I'm like, oh, well, he said he does this. And I told him that it's okay and stuff. Do you speak Spanish? No, I do not. I know I can understand some Spanish. I'm learning new words from my kids every day because they only speak, a lot of them only, this year I have 6 kids in my class out of 17 who speak Spanish only, which is a good number. Previous years I've had 10 to 11 who only speak Spanish, and is really hard to teach that way. But since I only have a few this year who are just Spanish speakers, now they can like kind of follow the English speakers around and learn from them, since there's more English speakers than Spanish speakers. But I learn words from them every single day. I do. I learned this year I learned like what a kid tells me if like their nose is stuffy, they need to blow their nose. I can't repeat it. I can hear it and know what they're talking about. I just can't, like, I don't know like the wording and phrasing of it. I've also learned what like it means if like someone, they miss somebody, because I have a lot of kids in Spanish tell me they miss their mom. I've learned that phrase this year. I don't know. I learn a little bit more phrasings every year. Every year, I learn. I learn a little more. Sorry, I'm starting to talk too fast. Sometimes when I have a lot in my brain, I talk faster than I can get the word out. Nihongo wa? What? Like Japan? That's Japanese? I don't know Japanese either, so I don't know. Janice in my school was a coach, so we were close. Oh, they're a coach too? Dude, coaches not get paid decent money? They had to have 2 jobs of a coach and a janitor? That's a lot to like be doing both of those things. Because a janitor by itself, like, it's a lot of time. Like, a lot of time and effort. Like, they work at like, I don't know what time the janitors come into the school, because they just appear at some time in the day and they disappear at some later time. I just don't know. Their hours are very different from ours though. Like, I want to say the janitors show up at like 9 and they don't leave until like 6 or something. Like, they work for a long time, but I just don't know exactly when they leave and when they come. I don't know. They do just be spawning in. They really do. First time here, anything I need to know, I'm asking chat. Wait, you could ask me. I got so many answers. I don't know why you got the Filipino vibe. I don't know. It also could like just be like the skin color of my model. I know I've had people like mistake me for like they think I'm either Filipino or like Hispanic because of like the darker skin tone of my model. But like my model skin tone is not like super dark, but it's not super light either. I'm African American. I'm black. I'm just on the lighter skin of a black woman. I'm not like super dark. I'm not super light either. I'm somewhere in between. I'm really just brown. Like I'm just a golden brown color. Like And I know that confuses some people, especially when I talk about how I work at a school. Like the kids speak Spanish, so like they hear that and they're like, "Oh, well, she must speak Spanish too. I bet she's Hispanic." I'm not. I actually don't speak Spanish at all. Um, but the goal of me, I mean, I'm at also hi Jim. I work at like a school in America, so they have to learn English. These kids literally have to learn because tests are administered in English. And if you know anything about America, tests are like everything, like education. Like they only, like the way schools are judged on performance and how teachers are judged on performance, everything is based on test scores, and they do not offer tests in different languages. So if a kid does not speak English, it's just a big, oh well, they're going to have to learn English. And it really sucks because some kids do know information, like, right, like in kindergarten on the first day we test them for their letters and sounds and numbers. Some of these kids can tell me the letters in Spanish, they can tell me their numbers in Spanish, they just can't tell me in English. And because they can't tell me in English, they get all the questions wrong, all of them wrong. And it's really annoying how that works, because like they know it just in a different language, but if you point to number 6 and say seis, like that's wrong. You gotta be able to say 6, and it's annoying. What's the craziest thing you've experienced as a teacher? There's 2 things I can think of, and both of them aren't very 13 up. One of them I just can't say at all, but if you know anything about like what Title IX is at schools, I had incidents involved that, and I only work with 5-year-olds. So if you know what Title IX is, great. I'm not really going to explain it. I've had Title IX issues with my kindergartners. That was my first year teaching, I will say that. And then the second craziest thing as a teacher, welcome to the Puppy Parade, Juna, and Gubada. I love your name, Gubada. My second thing, crazy experience as a teacher, was the student I had last year who was very destructive. He was very, I mean, he destroyed the classrooms. Like he would just, I don't want to be in this room anymore. So he would start throwing chairs, knocking tables over, destroying stuff. And I'm not legally allowed to restrain him. So you just kind of, all you do is move the kids outside, like out of the classroom into someone else's classroom. And then you basically lock the kid in your own classroom. So you just let them destroy the room. That's like the protocol. Let the kid destroy the room. And by the end of the year, he was in great detail, threatening me and telling people exactly how he wanted to hurt me. I won't go into details about that either, because again, we are SFW area and it's a little hard to go into details about that here. But yeah, by the end of the year, he was like telling people in great detail how he wanted to harm me and exactly what he was going to do. Which, if you know anything about 5-year-olds having, it's because like admin was like, oh, I mean, he's only 5, he's not going to actually do it. I was like, don't you say that, because 5-year-olds are not usually smart enough to have entire plans made. They'll just be like, I don't like you, I'm gonna throw this remote at you. That's it. This kid literally had a plan, step by step. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna grab this thing, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna bring it to school, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna walk down this hallway. Like, he had a detailed plan, and he could tell you that plan multiple days in a row. So to be 5 years old and to have like an entire plan, not only was he smarter than like the other 5-year-olds for being able to do that, but like that was a concern. They were like, oh, well, he's just fine, don't worry about it. I ain't worried about nothing. Ever since that day, every time he entered my classroom, I literally pat him down. Oh well, I know you're not supposed to, like, you're technically like legally not allowed like to go digging in kids' book bag and like checking their pockets and stuff, but not out of the stuff he was telling me and the counselor. Nah, he came in that classroom, I said, turn around. And I immediately opened a book bag while I was on his bag. I opened his book bag, every little pocket, digged in there. Okay, you can come in the classroom. You can come in the classroom now. Okay, yeah, you can come. It was bad. Same kid, by the way, saw me during, was upset because he didn't get a chance to see me during open house. Like, you know, months later in August, once the school year started, he was so angry and had a meltdown in the school because he really wanted to see me and he couldn't. And I'm like, he had a meltdown because he couldn't see me? Last time he saw me, he was threatening me, but it's all good though. It's all good. How long streams are you planning to have? How long are you planning to have the stream? 3 hours. Usually my thing, 2.5 to 3 hours thing. Yeah, that law needs amending. Yeah, it does. 5-year-old with description of details. Yeah, it's really intense to have a description of details like that when they're 5. Um, that's how you know they're like a bit more serious. See, like a kid that's like, welcome to the puppy parade, strawberry. A kid that's like saying empty things like, I don't like you. I want this to happen, or something like that. That's one thing. A kid detailing exactly how they're going to have that happen is another thing, bro. I was like, all right, man, guys, he has entered the second step. He has an entire step-by-step plan. Ask him right now. Ask him right now what he gonna do, where he gonna get this from, what he gonna do, when he gonna do it, and he get answered every time. He was thinking on that a lot too. You know, most kids too, when they're 5, they like move on from stuff really quickly. So like they'll mention one thing once and then move on from it like the next day and forget about it. Not this one. My mom's kindergarten teacher had the same situation, but she put the little monster into the place. See, that depends on where you are, because we're not really allowed to do much, right? You're not allowed. The most discipline you can do for a kid in this day and age, it's not like what it used to be. You know, like you're not allowed to sit kids out for recess. So even if a kid beats you up, you still have to let them play, or else you get in trouble. You're not allowed to even like touch them or like put your hands on them. So let's say if a kid is going crazy and doing crazy thing and you're in the classroom, you can be liable if a kid gets hurt because maybe you grabbed his arm. Like, right? Maybe he's hitting somebody and I grabbed his arm to stop him from hitting somebody. Oh, and now he got a little scratch on his arm because I grabbed his arm. Now I'm going to court. You know what I mean? So like you can't really legally, at least where I'm at, like in the US, okay, there's not much like a teacher can do for a kid who's like threatening people, like attacking people. All I can do is look at him and go, hey, don't do that, or else you're not going to be able to play. Or like not play, he has to be able to play. Or else when we're painting or something, you can't paint with us. Which I actually did that once. I told him, I said, we're going to be painting later today. If you keep acting this way, you're not going to be able to paint. And he kept acting up. And guess what? I told him he couldn't paint. And you know what he did in retaliation? I set all of the drawing, like the paintings, out in the hallway to dry. And he went in the hallway and he ripped up all the kids' paintings. He ripped up all the kids' paintings because I told him he could not paint. I told him after that day, I said, you're not touching paint ever again. I told him that. He was really upset at me. I said, you are never touching paint ever again. Like it was bad. But you know, that's just how he was. He was just like, I want this, I can't have, I destroy. I want this, I can't have, I throw. I hit, I hurt. Because I want it my way, so. But like, hey man, I'm just a teacher. I literally cannot imagine living with a kid like that though. Like, what do you do? Like, I know the mother was like literally afraid of like her own son because of his behaviors. Like she had to start hiding stuff in the house that could like someone can use to like hurt somebody else. She had to like hide anything that like she could think of that like could be used to hurt someone because she was afraid that he was like just gonna really go at her one day. It was something. Kids are evil. Just hearing things my nieces saying to me sometimes, like, huh? Some kids are. Most kids are fine though. That's like a minority of kids. Just a handful of them are just like, oh. I mean, doing a legal search on stream is not the best look. Hey man, who am I? What's my name? Where do I work at? What's my name? Where do I work at? Where am I at? A little monster was bullying everybody and tried to bully my mom as well. Yeah, it happens. I remember in kindergarten, one kid punched my teacher in the face and threw a bag of chips at her. I mean, the one kid that was me, he did literally slap me in the face too. He knocked my glasses right off my face. He also beat up the counselor. He literally pulled his ear, like her earring out, and then kicked her in the nose. He literally beat her up. Glasses, yes, I have really bad eyesight. I wear glasses and I wear contacts. Yeah, I wear bad eyes. I have bad eyesight. I made a TikTok about it a while ago. My prescription on my eyeballs is like -12 in one eye and -13 in the other. Does the avatar have glasses? No. I wear glasses all the time. and I don't like the look of glasses because I'm forced to wear them all the time. So I just opted to not. However, I am getting a new outfit made. I'm in the process of getting a new outfit made, and this new outfit will be a teacher outfit. So when I'm telling all these teacher stories, I can switch to that outfit, and that outfit will have glasses. So yes, I will be getting glasses added to my model. It'll be toggleable, so I'll be able to wear the glasses for any outfit that I have. So I am in the process of getting them made. Yes, I will have some. I'm getting a teacher outfit. It's so cute. I like it. I like the little teacher outfit sketch that I have. I look so sophisticated. Cyan, how does your typical day look like in your classroom? And what does this remind me of my classmate? I had a classmate like that who literally like just who would like get angry every day. And he was always in my class. Like, we would move on to like 2nd grade, he'd be in my class. 3rd grade, he'd be in my class. And it used to make me so mad. We need to let go of this idea that kids are necessarily innocent. They're not. They're obviously not. Some are. Well, I will say, and I will come back to your question, Sayu. Hold on, give me a second. I will say that most kids are pretty much innocent. A lot of times it's not always. Because some kids are just like born little demons, but a lot of times it's like how they were raised and their upbringing, and sometimes it's part of their personality. It really comes to nature versus nurture. Some kids are a product of their nature. It's like they're just born like that way, and sometimes it's a product of like how they were raised. It really depends on the child. Like it depends on the kid. Some kids are innocent. They act out because they don't know better. I did have a kid. I mean, I mentioned before I had Title IX issues with one of my kids. And his was the situation of what he saw around him. So he was basically just mimicking what he saw around him, and he didn't know any better. Like, you'd ask him and you talk to him about it, he didn't know what's going on. He didn't know. He just knew that he saw people do things, and he saw people do certain things, and he saw the reaction that followed from certain things. So he said, I'm gonna do that too, because that's just what he grew up from. Other kids, though, I have met a child that was a pathological liar. That's just his personality. That kid just, I was so mad. That kid made me so mad. Pathological liar. That was just his personality. Kid who destroyed my room and was threatening people, that's his personality. That's not how he was raised. So it depends on the basis of like each child. Sometimes it's the kid, sometimes it's not. You just have to like dig deeper sometimes. How does a typical day look like in your classroom though? My class this year is actually really good. Pretty calm, honestly. Like, we start the day off. Hello. What store? Can you get me a snack?
Maybe.
You give me a snack? Maybe. I want a cookie. Okay, thanks. Okay. So I start the day off in my classroom by doing we start off with like SEL time, which is social emotional learning. It literally like it's when you like just teach the kids like it's okay to cry and stuff. But I haven't been teaching SEL this year actually because my kids are so emotionally strong this year. Like I have not had any kids have any meltdown, crying for no reason, nothing. My kids are so emotionally intelligent this year that I haven't really had the need to teach those lessons, to be honest. So I mostly spend the morning time teaching them like how to read a calendar, for example. That's not part of the curriculum. You just have to fit it in if you want. You just gotta teach them if you want to teach them that. I've been teaching them how to read a calendar, days of the week, the days of the month. I mean, sorry, not days of the month. Sorry, the months in a year. And then I teach them math, which in the beginning of the year, math is a lot of like playing, so they get a chance to like build things with like cube, like connecting cubes and like pattern blocks and stuff. And it's cute. Yes. It's blue. I don't know. It has a blue top and a blue bottom. Last time I saw it, it was next to the old fridge. So, yeah. Yeah, before you sold it, the fridge that was over there. I don't know if it's still in that corner or not. Or if it got moved. It's blue, though. Anyways. So, yeah, I started off by like teaching them about like the calendars and like the days of the week and stuff. And then I move on to teaching them math, which is a lot of play right now. They're using like play, like building stuff using blocks, build stuff using connecting cubes as we practice counting them. So like, how many cubes did you use to build your castle? Let's count them. Ready? Oh, how many blocks did you use to build this? Then we go to recess, then we go to lunch, and then we come back And we do skills time, which is the time they learn the alphabet. So I teach them, we do 1 letter per week. So like, this, A says ah, you know, we teach them 1 letter and sound of the week. And 1 red word, 1 sight word. So this week we did O says ah and O says O. And we taught them the sight word is. Every week we do that. And then they go to their specials class, which is, oh my gosh, sorry, my tracking gun died. We go to our specials class, which is like music, art class, whatever. That's my break time. That's like my planning period time when they go there. Sorry, my model's spazzing a little bit. I'm fixing something. And then we do module time, which is when we read the kids like stories and stuff and ask them questions and have them draw pictures. It's also when they're going to learn how to write sentences as well. And then it's time to go home. I don't have many behavior problems this year, so I haven't really been like fighting my kids like at all. Like last year, you know, I had that one child that was like had me on edge all day, every day because of his behavior. This year, man, I'd be kicking my feet back, relaxing, teaching some kids some good knowledge. Man, they be getting the good knowledge in with me, you know. Y'all want a snack too? No, Kotaru, bring me snack. Hopefully. He probably gonna come home and say, I forgot that you wanted a snack. That's what he always does. He go to the store. Sometimes he get me snack, and sometimes he go, oh yeah, I forgot you wanted snack. My bad. Learning the alphabet only for it to be used in the most confusing ways possible. What do you mean by that? Oh, it's because like English is like a weird language. Because English is a weird language, low key. Most kids are innocent. However, evil tendencies are hereditary. Yeah. Ain't no way a kid beat a counselor. He did. The counselor can't do much about it. All she gotta do is talk to them. I mean, if you're being like, hey, tell me how you feel, and the kid decides to punch you in the face, then it's whatever. But the thing that got this kid put into a different school, though, that I was talking about before, like the dangerous one, because he beat the counselor, and it was recorded. The admin people recorded him beating up the counselor, and the reason they recorded it and did not step in because they knew that the only way to get the school district to accept this kid in a like intense behavioral school was if they recorded it and sent that evidence over, and it worked. They recorded him admin recorded him beating up the counselor because it was the only way to get this kid sent to a behavioral school, and it worked. After that video got shown to like the school district people, they were like, oh yeah, this kid needs to go. That's what was needed. I mean, because we've done so much. We documented all his behaviors. I was doing write-ups every day. Like I wrote up so many stuff every single day. He did this. He threw this. He knocked over his desk. He hit this kid. He knocked this over this person. I'm calling a mom because this mom of a child who got hurt by him. I was doing write-ups every day. They didn't care. They were like, oh, well, why don't you try seating him in the front of the classroom this time? Sit him in the front of the classroom. Do a million more write-ups. Oh, well, he's just acting up because he doesn't have like a little schedule right in front of him so that he knows. Put a schedule in front of him. Maybe he'll follow better. Okay, put a schedule in front of him. Okay, he beat this kid up. He beat that one. Okay. But like, what are you doing to support him? You should be coming to his desk every 5 minutes and writing a smiley face on his desk so that he knows he's working hard. Okay, now I'm writing smiley faces. He's still beating up people. Okay, but like, why don't we try, like that's just how it went. So now they had like video proof of this kid being a little menace, and they finally got it to work. Welcome back, Cybot. They sent him to Doopy. That's what you call alternative schools. I mean, they did send him to the alternative school. I never heard him that. Posture check? Ah, yeah, I got you. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, it was wild. This is crazy. I hate English because it's confusing, man. What did you miss, man? I was just talking about, someone asked me like my worst like experiences as a teacher, and I was just talking about like how I had a child last year who was like dangerous and destructive, and a kid my first year who had like Title IX problems, if you know what Title IX is. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's okay though. It's okay. Life is good this year, though. I be kicking my feet up and relaxing this year. I got such a good class, man. And they're so smart. And the kids that, like, don't understand stuff, they still try a lot. I only have an issue with one kid who goes, I don't want to, and then he doesn't try. But I found out recently that like the parent is like the parent of that kid is heavily in contact with the social worker because they always need something. Why? Because apparently that family the parents have 9 kids and they're all living in a 2-bedroom apartment. So the reason this kid acts out the way he does is because I'm sure he goes home and he fights for his life having 8 siblings in a 2-bedroom area. That means like the parents get like 1 bedroom, right? And then like all the other 9 kids would stay in the other bedroom, or maybe like some of the kids stay in the bedroom with the parents, and like yeah, I don't know, man. 9 kids in a 2-bedroom area though is not it. That means kids gonna be sleeping on like the living room. It was apartment too. It was a 2-bedroom apartment. It's not even like a house. So that just means it's even smaller. Anyways, there will be a 3-minute ad break in 15 seconds. During that time, excuse me, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna get a little sippy sip of my water. Okay, excuse me. And you guys do the same. Okay, I'll be right back, y'all. I'll be right back. I was just thinking about my ad screen. I should probably add something to that. I realized that I put like the best friend. I'm partnered with Best Friends Animal Society, and then I also put like, oh, if you donate, you get XYZ. I should probably put a slide in there that says what Best Friend Animal Society is and what they do. Yeah, like I'm just like, hey guys, you should donate. Donate to something. What is it? I don't know, guys. You just donate to it. But yeah, the time zone difference is exactly the reason why whenever I have an opportunity, I stream earlier. Whenever I can, I try to stream at 11 a.m. my time because a lot of people are way ahead of my time zone. I mean, it's the reason why my yapping after bike stream, my nighttime streams don't perform as well because everybody's asleep. Yeah, the 7 p.m. streams are like terrible for people, but I can't. I have to work on those days, so like the either option is I do a late stream or I don't stream at all. So I do the late stream. Hi Zadig, how are you? So I tend to whenever I have the opportunity, like on weekends, I do stream at 11. I try to stream early, but when it's not a weekend, I am employed, so I can't really stream early my time. The earliest I can stream on a weekday, technically, most days would be like 5 p.m. my time. But that doesn't give me enough time to like really get home and like settle down. Like that would be me like getting home from work, maybe like changing clothes, eating some food, and then immediately streaming. I don't like that. I like to come home, take a nap, have a little breaky break, and then calm down. You know, I can't go from like having screaming children in my classroom to like yapping a lot. I feel like I'd go insane. So I gotta have that little resty rest, you know. You know. Add something like fixed outlines? Nah. So I was almost home from my bike ride, and suddenly my bike's engine got cut off. Then it started right back up again. Also, my gauge started flipping out. Now I have an electric problem with my bike. Gonna get my problem checked tomorrow. I had an electric problem with my car, but it was like a different kind of thing. Like I would be driving, and then randomly like the locks on my car would engage. So I drive and randomly like I hear boom because all the locks would like go down at the same time, and then the radio would turn on because it would reset the radio on the time, and then the radio would turn on, and my defroster hasn't been working ever since. And that happened multiple times where I'd be driving and I'd hear the loud boom from all the locks on my car going at the same time, going on the same time, and then the radio turning itself on. That used to scare me. That was like a jump scare, and it happened like multiple times last year. It hasn't happened this time, but my defroster's still broken. Like my defroster broke from that, and I never took it to the car people to get it fixed because, well, I mean, I do need I'm about to say I don't need a defroster, but that's not true. I do need a defroster. The winter's coming up. But it's not the worst thing that the back windshield defroster doesn't work, considering that at my job, I work around the corner and I don't really need to switch lanes at all. I don't really need to see out of the back part of my car like that. Hey, Robin, how are you? I'm talking about how my car is haunted. Ooh, yeah. You're doing good, Zatik. I'm glad. I'm doing good, too. Welcome to the puppy parade, Robin. Yeah, dang it. I should have saved that story for October. October's the spook month. I'd be like, ooh, it's spooky car. That's what I'm gonna dress up for Halloween as. I'm gonna be a spooky car. I'm gonna be my broken spooky car, you know. My car is messed up, man. My tires are dry rotting and they won't hold any air, so I'm just driving on flat tires and have been driving on flat tires for a long time now. I hope I don't die. And then a giant rust spot just spawned on the top of my car. I'm not really sure what happened, but it's like you know how like when paint comes off of cars it usually chips off? Nah, the paint on the top of my car is like rolled back. I didn't even know paint did that on cars. I just know it usually chips. It ain't chipping. That thing is rolling away. So I don't I don't know what to do about that. What car do you have? I have a Mercury Marquis, an old one, old 2008 Mercury Marquis. It is something. A Grand Marquis. We have a Grand Marquis. It's a spooky month. Yeah. It's a spooky month. You know, I did something in my classroom that I'm actually really happy about, and I've been thinking about it a lot. So like, when my students, I'm a kindergarten teacher, when my students would finish their assignments, I always just had them drawing pictures on the back of the paper. Because, you know, it's an incentive for them. You get your work done, you can draw a pretty picture, whatever you want to draw. Admin hates that. They're like, they should be doing extra work. when they're finished, they should be reading books or doing some activities or something. And so I was like, fine. Every year admin gets on me for it. So I said, this year, you know what? I'm actually going to do something about it, you know? So this year, I found this early finisher packet online on like Teacher Pay Teacher. And it's a really fun one. It costed a lot of money, but it has activities for the entire year. And it's like this big like paper packet, but the packet has so many activities in it. Like there's a color by letter activity, there's tracing like the words, color the picture, there's like a follow these instructions to draw this activity, and there's pictures to color in it too. So now all of my kids have this like super like large activity book, and I don't know, I'm pretty happy about it because now my kids are like done with their work. Now they have this super big activity book where not only are they learning and doing work, but like it's fun for them too. So now they get to work, and then they get to finish their work, and now they get to draw on their cute little early finished journals, what they're called. Although I did have someone else complain about it. She's like, I can never win, right? It was, don't let them draw on the back of their papers when they're done. And now it's, you're wasting too much paper. And I'm like, what do you want from me? What do you want? I found an alternative. I gave them this like cute like activity packet, and now it's too many papers. Like, bro, now you're wasting too much paper, bro. What do you want from me? Anyways, it's a lot of paper, but it's supposed to last for a long time. Like, I did not make it like 10 pages front and back for them to do it overnight, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of pages because it's supposed to last the entire like month or two. So they'll have, it's an October book. You're a teacher too? Let's go. It's an October book, so it has a lot of spoopy stuff in there, like how to draw a ghost, how to draw a pumpkin. You wouldn't think like step-by-step how to draw guides are like part of like the kindergarten curriculum, but you would be surprised how many kids are incapable of copying something. And that's an important skill because in kindergarten, they have to copy what I'm doing. They have to copy, like sometimes we'll do a drawing together on the board. I'll do a drawing with them, and then they're just supposed to copy my drawing and like the words, and they can't even do that. So having a little copy thing like in their books is actually really useful. I've actually been doing directed like drawings with my kids. So like step by step, here's how to draw this thing. And then with my kids, because they just can't. The kids this year just can't draw stuff. They just can't copy me. I'm like, copy what's on the board, and they can't do it. Insane. So yeah, I'm glad that there's like directed draws in that like book, because oh my god. The paint grew wheels and rolled away. That's what it seemed like. The way my car was just, the paint's just rolling away. Like, what does that mean? Why are they doing that? Teaching little ones sounds like heck, it sure is. But it's fun. I enjoy it. I do it. It could be as simple as a fuse or as difficult as wires somewhat shorting out. I hope it ain't shorting out. Because I don't know. I ain't spending but so much. You're just going to have to look at it and be like, oh, dang, that's going to be X amount of money. Sorry, give my car back. Guess I ain't getting a defroster anymore. Dang, oh no. If I was an adult, I would try to get into the stream, but I got used to sleep earlier and wake up early. I go to sleep super late. I got in the habit of going to sleep late and waking up late, which makes having an early job really bad. Really bad. Welcome to the puppy parade, Spencer. Sphincter. I'm going to Spencer. Spencer, welcome. I would prefer employment over that, though. Wait, I am unemployed, so I have all the time in the world. To be honest, before I liked having all the time in the world. I like my little summer off. Like, yeah, I have no income during the summer, and my like savings is like drowning, and I'm running out of money, and I kind of get upset because I can't buy what I want during the summer because I have no job. But like, it's fun. I do get to be Vtuber, but Vtubing costs me a lot of money because I spend a lot of money on editors. And I appreciate everybody who subscribes to me on Twitch. I really appreciate it. I have been able to get the $50 Twitch paycheck every month for 3 months in a row, which I know that sounds like small, like, oh, just $50 a month. That's like a huge thing for me because like I put a lot of money into streaming, so being able to get that money back and put it into streaming is so cool. because I spend a lot of money on an editor. Like, you know, those TikToks and like shorts that I post, I don't edit them myself. I edit like the simple ones myself, like the little motivational ones I make every now and then, like the one that was like, you know, someone smiled today because of you, stuff like that. I edit myself because it's simpler. But like stories and stuff, which is the bulk of what I do, I do not edit myself. I actually pay for an editor, and that gets pretty costly. It's pretty costly to get an editor. That, and also I want to start doing ASMR videos on YouTube consistently, and I need an editor for that. I tried editing ASMR myself, but just trying to find like the right sounds, like where to find sounds and stuff is so hard. And then you need subscriptions to like those sound websites anyways. Like at that point I might as well just pay like somebody to do it. What, dang. What do you teach children in an elementary? I'm an elementary school teacher. I love being around the kids. Teach PE, sometimes science. Ooh, wait, what? What? Why do you teach science sometimes? You're a PE teacher who teaches science? How does that work? If I wanted to become a teacher, I would teach children English and geography. I'm a kindergarten teacher, so I teach all subjects. You know, kindergarten, you're still at that age where you're in the same classroom all day long. So yeah, I just teach the same subject all day. It's not a problem though. I'm not same subjects. I see the same kids all day, all the subjects, which I actually kind of prefer that way. I feel like I would go insane if I had to like teach the same thing over and over again. Like if I was just teaching like 6th grade math or something, and I had to teach the same lessons like 3 or 4 times a day. But then again, it probably would be a little easier, right? Like if you're just teaching the same lesson over and over again. I don't know. I guess there's a down and upside for everything. I do like keeping it fresh though, and teaching different stuff every day. It makes it so that the days go by really quickly and they're not boring. Cause I gotta do a lot. Oh dang, let me look at the math lesson. We're teaching this for math. Okay, let me look at like the science lesson. Okay. I feel like it'd be harder if you're teaching the older kids though, when you're having one class all day. Just because the older kids have more complex concepts. Like if I was teaching like 3rd, 4th grade like stuff, I would probably have to like really go home and teach myself stuff so I could teach the kids that, because the way they teach math things in particular now is a lot different than how we were taught math as kids. So you would literally have to go home, teach yourself the new math just to teach the kids, and I don't like doing that. I did that when I was a TA because they were like, please help these students with this math concept, and I was looking, I was like, wait, how do y'all teaching the math? I remember when the 5th graders I was working with when I was a new TA, they were so respectful, but one kid literally said to me, like, because I kept asking like the teacher in there, okay, how are you guys teaching this math? Like, how are y'all teaching it? And the dude was like, I don't mean any disrespect, but why are we having a teacher help us if she don't even know what she's doing? And I was like, I put him in his place right then and there though, low key. He was like, you go to college? And I was like, yeah, I went to college. I got a bachelor's degree in teaching. And he's like, and you went to college for 4 years and you know how to do this? And I said, oh, okay. I don't know how to do this. I said, okay. So I did the math the way that we were taught when we were kids, right? And I was like, okay, go ahead. Solve the problem right here. Solve it. And he was like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. And I'm like, exactly. I'm trying to figure out how to teach math the way that you guys are learning math. This is how I learned how to do it. Now, if you want to do it this way, we can sit down and do it this way. Otherwise, I'm gonna need you to not be all rude and stuff. I was so those kids made me so irritated. Them 5th graders are just so disrespectful for no reason. I was like, bro, I'm just trying to teach math the way you guys are learning it. Like if you want me to teach you math the way I learned it and do an entire different method, when you can be doing the method you learned, that sure, let's go ahead. But right now, oh my gosh. Hi Veroxy, am I old? Yes, you are. I hate to tell you this, you are old. Gen Alpha is learning how to do math differently than we are. You should see how these kids are learning to add and subtract and multiply and divide. It's insane. I've literally shown the method on stream using like my art software. Like I just drew like what we do. I can show y'all again how these kids learn how to add and subtract. It's like really bad. It makes it so much harder to do anything. Like an adding problem, you know how you just put the numbers on top of each other and add them like that? Like, oh, 0 plus 1 is 1, carry that down. Oh, 9 plus 2, carry the 1, so that's 1 here, 1 up there. Yeah, they don't do that anymore. They use number lines. I can show y'all how we do the math. I showed it to chat last year, but you know, I got different people around now, so y'all want to see what we do? I can show y'all. Hold on. All right, hold on. Let me get Canva, because Canva is the most easily accessible website I got right now for for drawing something. All right, let's go to Canva. Let's see, create. Yeah, sure. We'll do YouTube thumbnail. That's whatever. Please do. Y'all really want to see? Let me make sure. Let me make sure this is all working out just fine. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all the new math. It really sucks though. Like it makes things so much harder. Hold on, I'm setting up the next. I'm setting up the next screen. Do not worry. Window capture. We got dang, I got stream avatars open. It's just you just can't see it, and stream avatars adding up again. I don't understand what's wrong with stream avatars these days. Like what's wrong with it? There we go. I just need to set the window up so you can't see my like. So you can't see my username. You can't see my little username on Canva. Okay, that should be good to go. Let me close stream avatars. It's bugging. Look at stream avatar. Look at it bugging again. I don't know what's wrong with it. Lately, it's just been making these little pixels on screen. I don't know why. I guess we're just gonna close it. All right, this is the new maths. Okay, let me get my little drawing tool. So this is how 5th graders are now taught how to add. At least in my state, this is how they're taught how to add. It could be different in a different state. I can only vouch for my state, right? Okay, I can only vouch for my state. 1997 to 2013 is Gen Z. Yeah, I'm a part of Gen Z. I'm in my mid-20s. I'm part of Gen Z. Okay, so let's say, I just need to see if I remember it right. Let me see. Let's say we have a number like. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure that I understand this correctly, because it's been a while since I taught this. Let me make sure that I'm not doing it wrong. Let's say we have like a big number, 193. I'm like, oh, welcome to the Poppy Parade. I'm gonna feel real stupid if I do this wrong, because it's been so long since it's been like 3 years since I've done this though. But they do number lines now. We'll do addition, right? We'll do 1093 plus give me like any number, like 573, right? So you'd put 1093. I'm using a mouse. 93 here, and now we start a number line. So this is the first point in our number line. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is you can either, so there's multiple ways to do this. You can either do it like +3, +70, then +500, which is the easy way, but a lot of kids struggle with that, right? A lot of kids struggle with that. But we can do it that way first, right? We'll do it that way. We'll do +3. So you'll put like +3 here. Now you got 10, 9, 6, and then now we gotta do plus. Although, okay, so this is how they're taught. So because 70 is hard, doing 9 plus 7, they don't know how to carry the 1 anymore. So what you do to solve that is you break 70 up. So you'll do +10, and then you're going to do another +60, because these kids don't know how, they don't teach you how to carry the 1 at my school, at these school districts anymore. So instead you're going to break it up so that this way you can get to 100. So you can get 100, 1106, right? Because we don't know how to carry the 1. And that's too hard. That's too hard for us. So we're just gonna do 10 first. We're gonna break it up 10, and then now we just gotta do our 6 and our 0, right? So now we got 1166. Now we can do our plus our 500. So you can do this method. You can do as many jumps as you need to. So you can just do like +3 plus 70 plus 500, but most kids don't end up doing that. So they break it up. So they just break it up a ton. So now we got 1,666. That's how we do it. Subtraction is even worse, if I can remember. Let me do not quote me on that. Do not quote me on that. No, adding is fine. Actually, the way they teach addition is actually fine with the number lines. It's subtraction that doesn't go well. Let me see if I can remember how to do subtraction. I remember subtraction being really hard. When you subtract, yes, I remember. Okay, I remember. Let's do 1,000. Dang it, that's a terrible zero. Let's do 1,072 minus what? Give me a number. 1,072 minus we'll do minus like, I don't know, 300 and like, we'll do 350, 357, 357, 577. We'll go 461. That's the first answer I got. 4 minus 461. Okay. So the way they teach subtraction now is the number line. You put 1,000. This one's really difficult. All right. Subtracting this way is so hard. All right. Stay with me, y'all. You put the first number on this side of the number line. Then you put the second number on this side of the number line. So basically here, we need to add in order to subtract. You don't just subtract anymore. You do addition this way. And I'm gonna show you how. This pen is not working very well on this. All right. This is one part of the number line. We need to get from this number to that number. So what you do is you take easy jumps. First, we know this number ends in 1 and that number ends in 1. So I'm going to do one simple jump. We're going to do minus 1, right? So now we have our numbers both ending in 1. 10, 7, 1. All right, now we're close. We know that this number needs to end in a 6. So we're going to do minus what? Minus 10. So we can get this number to end in a 6. So we got 10, 61. Okay, now we need this to end in a 4, which would be minus 600, right? So now we got minus 600. Oh, actually, I need to draw a big one, right? Because this would take me all the way there, right? This is a simpler one just because of how the numbers are laid out. But now we're already at this number, right? Minus 600 will take me... Oh, Lord. Minus 600 takes me here. But the problem is when you do all these jumps like this, it can make it higher. When you do this number like this, you have to add. These kids need to be able to add. No, I just added pigtails. I've had pigtails this whole time, guys. So now to figure out what 1072 minus 461 is, I need to add these numbers up. So I need to be able to do 600 plus 10. But remember, y'all, they don't know how to put numbers on top of each other to add it this way. So they have to actually like sit here and go, oh, 600 plus 10, what is that? Oh, 600, 601, 602. So use their fingers, right? They don't know how to put like the numbers on top of each other to count. So that would be 610, and they gotta do it again. They gotta do 610 plus 1 equals 611. So 1072 minus 461 is 611. This is how kids are taught math now. This is an easier one because these numbers that we picked here, like the 6 is smaller than 7, the 1 is smaller than a 2. It's easier for this question, but if you have, it gets a little harder if you have like, oh my gosh, I keep trying to click the eraser and I keep missing. It gets a little harder if we were to like change this number from 461 to let's say okay, to a bigger number. So like we could still keep the 4. So we could be 4, you know, what's bigger than 7? 8. And then 3 is bigger than 2. Right. Then it gets complicated. So this hey Zero, you just joined. I'm showing how we teach math. This is the new math. This is a new subtraction. This is how they teach subtraction. Also, fun fact, when I was a TA, I worked with like special need kids. I worked as like an EC TA.
And trying to teach these EC kids, the kids who are already behind because they have learning disabilities, how to do this was insane. All right. So because, 8 is bigger than 7 and 3 is bigger than 2, this becomes a harder problem, doesn't it? So our first jump, to make it easier, they always teach the kids to make this number end in 0, since this one's bigger than that one. So we're going to do -2 so that this number can end in 0, because now we can work from here. 10, 70, right? We can do that jump. So now this ends in 0. Okay. Then we're going to try to get this number, the second number, to end in 0. So we're going to do -70, right? -70. So now we're just at 1,000 and we can work from there, right? 1,000, right? So this is when it gets hard. This is when you have to do a ton of math, right? So they always teach to get as many zeros as possible because it's easier to work there. If these numbers are bigger than those one, gets as many zeros as popular. So now I'm going to do -10 so I can get at the 90, right? -10, I'm doing another -10 so I can get at the 90 there, which would be 990. 990. Now I'm going to do another jump so I can do -7 so that we can get that 83 in there, right? -7 so we can get that 983, right? And then, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we gotta do sorry, I use my fingers. Then we gotta do our final jump of -500. So now we are there. The problem with this is when you do so many jumps, you have to add all these up. So now I have to go back up here and I gotta go 500. My first jump, 500 plus, we'll do 70 to keep it simple, plus 70 equals 570. So I've done these numbers already. Now I gotta do plus 10. So now I got 580. We did our 10. Now I gotta do plus 7. And remember, they don't know how to add on top of each other, so this makes this hard for some kids. 587, and then plus 2, which is 589. So 10,072 minus 483 is 589. This is literally how we teach math, of how to subtract in the new age. And it is the worst thing I have ever seen. I don't know when school districts decided that just crossing numbers out and like carrying ones was and borrowing from the previous number was too hard. I don't know when they decided that was too hard, but number lines are quote unquote more appropriate for a child. But the problem is, if you cannot add very well, then you can't subtract. There are some kids, the previous methods, who could subtract very well, but they couldn't add very well. Not here. Not here. If you cannot add very well, you cannot subtract very well. It's really bad. They always teach you to make these ones zeros first and then move from there. It's so bad. Can you imagine being a TA working with EC kids, working with special needs children, kids with like learning disabilities and other issues, trying to teach them the stupid number line? None of them got it. None of them understand it because it's so complicated. I'm trying to skip steps and it's overcomplicates this. It's so bad. You excel in math. This is disappointing. It's bad. It's bad. Science speaking big brain. This is the reason I refuse to teach older grades. This is the reason I will not ever teach above 2nd grade. Because you got me messed up. If you think I'm gonna be teaching these kids new math, all right? I ain't teaching them new math to these kids. It also runs into the problem where parents don't know how to help their kids anymore because they come home with like worksheets like this and they're trying to teach their kid like how they learned it, and the teacher's like, no, that's wrong. They're supposed to be using their number line. Like, it's a crime. It really is. It really is a crime. Here teachers can choose how to learn calculus. They of course need to learn the basics, but the way they teach them, that is up to the teacher. Oh, see, in America, you're given a curriculum. All right, and in that curriculum, you gotta follow it. If you do not follow the curriculum, it is not gonna be good. I see why there's more homeschools now. Well, there's more homeschools for a lot of reasons. Yeah, classes are getting harder. They're expecting kids to do a lot more. Teachers are getting burnt out, so there aren't enough teachers for the schools. Welcome to the puppy parade, demons. We run into this weird problem where like you'll end up with the classroom like a million trillion gazillion kids simply because there just aren't enough teachers to run this like in the school because teachers are quitting. Fun fact, a lot of teachers are quitting. Yeah, and then the No Child, I mentioned this last stream of my talking, the No Child Left Behind Act ended up leaving a lot of kids behind. It really backfired on like what they tried to do. It really just resulted in all the assessments that kids do now and how stressed out they are about it. And now all the schools are teaching tests instead of like teaching, like they're teaching you test strategies on how to like, oh, there's always going to be two answers that are close to each other and then one that's just completely wrong. And that came from No Child Left Behind Act, okay? We are teaching tests now instead of teaching kids what they actually need to know, and it's a whole thing. They did try to revise the No Child Left Behind Act by making the ESSA sometime in like 2012, which made it slightly better, but like didn't do much. I don't know, like it didn't really help that much. New math got added and they messed up the entire system for parents. Yeah, now parents can't help their kids. Parents be like, I don't know how to help my child. But for children, I'm not gonna teach whatever this is. Yeah, please teach your kids how to subtract the right way. I don't care what the schools say. This is hard. This is so much harder because depending on how many jumps you take, that you have to add that many things up. And some of the problems I saw, like some kids, if a kid doesn't know how to add correctly, like subtract correctly, like a jump like this, for example, the -10 thing might be hard for some kids. They don't know. I had some kids who struggle knowing that like if you take 10 away from 1,000, you end up at 990. They don't know that. So just doing something like this is hard for them. And some kids don't know how to get from like 90 to like 93. So they might end up taking a million jumps. So they might end up going, I saw kids do stuff like this, for example. Like they'll go -1. Okay, that's 989. Oh, I'm not there yet. Okay. -1. That's 988. Oh, I'm not there yet. You know, like that's like you end up with kids doing that, and then at the end, now they have so many jumps. They gotta go +1, +1, +1, +1, +1, and it makes it so hard. Like, because they tell the kids they can take as many jumps as they need to get to the solution, but that's not true. Because if you take a million jumps, you're gonna be adding a million stuffs. What's my favorite number? You know what they say? 7's a lucky number. 7 is a lucky number. Saying that bartenders earn more than teachers. Do they? How much do bartenders make? Do I need to switch careers? And teachers need to do all their prep out of their pocket. A fun fact, there's a website called Teachers Pay Teachers where you can get a bunch of worksheets and stuff. Those cost money lots of time, but it prevents you from having to do a prep. So I don't have to do any prep work because I literally just purchase like it costs extra money. Most teachers are like, I'm not willing to pay that, but I'm willing to pay money if it keeps my kids occupied for a whole year. So what I do is I bought like 2 or 3 of those like year-long like packets that people make on like Teachers Pay Teachers. There's like they're between $20 to like $40, those packets, but it has worksheets for the entire school year. So I don't do any prep stuff. I just go on that website where I pay for the stuff and I print it and I go, okay guys, we're doing this today. I pay to make my job simpler, which, I mean, sad, but it is what it is. Are 1 and 4? Because you're 1 for me? Aha, how are you? I'm okay. I was just teaching people about the new math and how sucky it is. How trash it is. Look at this terrible problem. Terrible problem. All right, guys, go back to the room. I ain't got no more math to share. Yeah, it is horrid. Cyan, the next generation is so unbelievably cooked. Oh, well, they would be cooked if they came to school. The next generation is just non-existent, bro. The chronic absenteeism is like, it gets worse every year. It gets worse every year. Like, we've reached our peak. Like, it's bad. And the class that, like, the year that, like, the kids miss school. Hi, sister. The year that, like, kids miss school the most. Also, hi, Severina. I haven't been saying hi to people. I'm sorry. is kindergarten. Most people miss kindergarten, and kindergarten's like the foundational year. Like, you cannot make money from... No. Why don't you follow me? There you go. Anyways, you cannot make money off of... God, I lost my train of thought. Oh. What was I talking about? What am I talking about? People be throwing me off, bro. I'm like, what? 88, but this is SFW, so I'm not gonna say why. Oh, okay. Yo, what's good? Me. I'm good. Because I'm nice and stuff. Yo. Favorite is 2009, 4, and 5. You know what the best year was? I'm just kidding. I don't have a best year. All my years have been good. Except for the years of 2014 to 2019. My worst years ever. Worst years ever. You missed it. It's fine. It's fine that you missed it. I mean, I just work fast. It's fine. If you think about it, lowercase, it's the same shape doing a cartwheel. It is. Fun fact, the kids in kindergarten actually struggle with that the most. They struggle with the difference between B, D, Q, and P. They'll say all of them are B, basically. It is something that they get confused with very heavily, especially B and D. Kids don't stop getting confused between lowercase b and D and P and Q until they get like 2nd grade, and they stop. 2020 was horrible. Yeah, I mean, there was like a big old virus going around. I was doing fine during that time, though. It's like, me personally, I was fine, but like the rest of the world was on fire. See, I'm a hermit. I don't like leaving the house, so I was pretty okay when they said, don't leave the house. I was like, yes. Yeah. And then I started working as a teacher. You know, I avoided COVID during the COVID like era just to end up catching COVID once I started working in the classroom. I've got COVID. I've been so this is my 3rd year as a teacher. So I've been a teacher for 2 full years, and I'm on my 3rd one. I have gotten COVID 3 times since I started working as a teacher. I've gotten strep throat. Like, I've also gotten strep throat 3 times. Got the flu once. Got a bunch of viruses. I get sick all the time. It's hard to not get sick when you're working with like kids who literally will like stare you in the eye and then pick their nose. I have a lot of kids who pick their nose this year, actually. And you know, a lot of my kids don't speak English, so the way I've been getting the message across this year, because usually, like, you know, in the previous years, the kids just do it anyways, because they don't know what I'm saying, right? They speak Spanish. Nah, this year, I look them dead in the eye, I scrunch up my face, as scrunchy as I can make my face, and I go, ew, yuck, gross, and they get the idea, and then they stop doing it. I wish I had done that my previous year, because it works like a charm, bro. I don't need to say whatever the word nasty or gross is in Spanish. I just gotta scrunch up my face and make noises at them, and they go, oh, that must be nasty. I ain't doing that. That's what I've been doing. It works like a charm. There's so many like things I've been doing this year in my Spanish speakers that I really wish I had done previous years. Like this year, whenever I want a kid to speak, I point to my lips. Like I tap my chin and I point to my lips. And now it's gotten to the point where if I point to my lips, my kids, Spanish speakers, know that I either want them to repeat after me or that I want them to say something. So now I point to my lips and they repeat me. In the past, I would want them to repeat what I'm saying and they would just stare at me. So now they see me point to my lips and they're like, oh, so now I gotta speak. Or like just being like, bleh, bleh, gross. Bleh. Like now they go, oh, that's nasty. I'm not gonna touch no more. Oh, dang. Picking my nose must be really disgusting. It must be really grossing her out. Good night, night. You could say, repeat them, por favor. Listen, I think it's the way I say the words, because I will say words and phrases in Spanish, and they will look at me like I'm insane. Also, hi, War King Bloods. I missed your message. I'm sorry. Those kids will look at me like I'm insane, though. Like, I literally will speak their language, and they look at me sideways. It has to be the way I'm pronouncing it or something. I don't know. I'd be like, lava los manos, wash your hands, and they just stare at me. I'm like, am I speaking a different language? Because last time I checked, I was speaking yours. Lava los manos, wash your hands, you nasty. It has to be the way I'm pronouncing this. You know, levante la mano, raise your hand, levante la mano. Tienes ir al baño? You need to go to the bathroom. You know, am I saying it crazy? Am I speaking Spanish wrong? Like I don't know. I don't know. I be thinking I'm speaking right. You know, ¿dónde está su carpeta? You know, where's your folder? You know, I be in su mochila, in your book bag. And they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, am I crazy? It's just a pronunciation. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know the pronunciation is gonna sound bad. You know, obviously, it's not my first language, and I don't study Spanish either. But man, them kids be looking at me like I'm crazy. I know I sound stupid. I mean, obviously, when you're first learning a language, you're gonna sound dumb. And it don't matter how many phrases you know. When you say the phrases, you're gonna sound stupid. That's just part of learning a language. That's just language learning process. But like, I know I'm saying the right words. They just be looking at me sideways, and I'm like, please. I know I sound funny, but can you please go wash your hands, please? Please, I know I sound goofy, but wash your hands. You've been picking your nose all day long. Anyone here play D&D? I do. I love D&D. Well, I haven't played D&D in years, but I do love D&D. I used to play it every weekend. I used to stream it every Fridays and Saturdays. And what type of games do you play? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I don't be playing games that much anymore. I play Farm Sims. I was playing Paper Mario That's on Your Door the other day. Just finishing that game up. I play a lot of Farm Sims and simulator games these days, to be honest. Excuse me. I play a variety of games though, because like I also can play Overwatch. I haven't played Overwatch in like a good year, but I used to play it a lot. I play Mercy. I said Mercy. I had to play Mercy and Moira. I play Overwatch occasionally. I used to play Apex a ton. I kind of stopped playing it in the past few years. I haven't touched Apex in 3 years. I feel like I'm going to open that game and it's going to be an entirely different one. When my shoulders and neck aren't in pain like they are now, I've been trying to get on VR chat. That's a fun one. I don't know. I play a lot of Farm Sims. I play cozy, comfy games these days. I really want... I hate... Okay, I really want to get into like a good JRPG. I grew up playing JRPGs, like heavy story games I love. The problem with heavy story games is I'm busy and employed now. So I run into the issue of I want to play a story game, but I can't consistently play it. And the way I work, my memory is bad. If I go like 3 days without playing like a story game, I'm going to forget what's happening in the story, and I'm not going to be invested anymore. That's the problem. So like I really want to get into a good deep JRPG, good deep story with good story lore and stuff. But whenever I do that, I just play them so spread out now since I have like obligations and stuff, and it sucks. Cause now like I put it down, and by the time I pick it back up, it's like, ah, dang, you know. Pick games from Valve. I actually don't know what Valve does. I haven't played Left 4 Dead or TF2. TF2 is what? Titanfall? No, that doesn't sound right. Is it Titanfall? I don't think so. No, I have not. I play games from made by Marvelous, which is again Farm Sims. I play Square Enix games, which is again JRPG games. I grew up with Final Fantasy. I played Final Fantasy 4. 5, 6. I didn't play 7. I thought the art style was too stupid. 8. Did not play 9. That was online. No, it wasn't online. I thought it was online growing up. That's why I didn't play 9, but it wasn't. 10, 10-2, 12, 13, 13-2. I did not play Lightning's Returns because I started to play it, and that game was weirdly religious. I don't know. Whenever a game gets like starts focusing like heavy on like their in-world religion, it just makes me feel weird. I don't know. So I stopped playing. I didn't play Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns, because it got weirdly religious. And then I played 14 a little bit. You know, that one's just perpetually online though. And then I played 15, and Kotaro started to play 16. 16 kind of boring looking. Team Fortress. Yeah, I thought it was Team Fortress. I couldn't remember the name of the game. Games should have a recap option, and they don't. Like, one of the games I actually really liked was Triangle Strategy when I was playing it. It had a stupid name, but it's actually a really good game. And I wanted to get back into it, but there's no like recap thing. You can't like revisit like the dialogue and or you can't revisit cutscenes from like the previous thing. And since it's one of those games that has like multiple different options, like you can pick this choice or that choice and it affects the ending. I can't really do I was going to see if I could find a watch, watch somebody else play it or something, you know, people usually post like stories and stuff online. I was going to like watch that, but since there's so many options that you can choose that affect the story, you can't do that either. You're wondering through steams, where are you? You have landed in the land of the dog. I am a husky doggo. You landed in the great land of VTubers. I hope you like VTubers because I am one. And if you don't like VTubers, then maybe I can convert you to liking VTubers. You know what's really funny? There was somebody who came in my community like a few months ago, and he was so like grossly against VTubers. I'm talking, he was like, he came to my stream like being really aggressive, but I let him stick around. I wanted to see what he had to say. And then he kept coming back. Like he was just like, man, VTubers are dumb. Why are you doing that? Why are you pretending to be like a dog on the internet? I was like, I don't know. It's fun. And he was like, yeah, well, it's blah, blah, blah. And he was so aggressive. But then he came back to my next stream and he was like, hey. And then he kept coming back. And then he kept coming back. And then he kept coming back, and I was like, bro, I was like, just admit you like VTubers at this point. You have clicked on my streams way too many times to be this like sassy, say that you don't like VTubers. I'm like, at this point, you've been here like 5 streams in a row. I got some people who love VTubers who haven't come to 5 streams in a row. You know, sometimes they skip around, not you. The land of shut inside? Yeah, I mean, I'm always stuck inside. I don't go anywhere. You think I touch grass as a VTuber? Nah. Furry in denial? Exactly. I like VTubers, and most of the time they're just super nice. VTubers are super nice. Well, on paper, I don't know. I've seen so many stories of like VTubers who are like super nice on stream, and then like behind the scenes they're like crazy people. So I don't know. I actually met somebody like that. I don't think I see them around anymore. I don't remember their name. I gotta look into that. There was this VTuber guy I met a long time ago. I want to say like God, when, like a year ago or 2? And I genuinely think he was a psychopath. I don't throw that word around like ever. I think it's probably the first time ever hearing me say that about somebody. But I think this person was genuinely insane. Like it was bad. I'm talking like I think he DM'd me saying like, oh, hello. And I was like, oh, hey. And he was like, oh yeah, I just, you've been stopping by my streams and like speaking for a little bit. So I just want to say hi. Cause on stream he was fine. On stream he was just like, he was like a nice guy, So I started talking to him, and then he started getting really weird really fast. I'm talking like, bro was like, I have hundreds of people in my DMs, okay? And so, you should feel special because I'm responding to you and you only when I got hundreds of girls in my DMs. And I was like, number one, I have a boyfriend. I'm not interested in you. We were literally having a normal conversation, and mid-conversation, bro was like, you should feel special. I was like, no. First of all, he does not have hundreds of people in his DMs because he only had like an average of 3 viewers, all right? You don't have 3 people, you don't have hundreds of people watching you. So obviously you don't have hundreds of people in your DMs, okay? So there's that. And then, but then it got weirder, right? So he started saying that, he apologized later. He said, oh man, my bad, sorry. That was my alter ego that came out. Yeah, I actually have DID, right? Which if you don't know what DID is, it's actually an actual disorder, dissociative identity disorder, where people's like brains like kind of breaks up like into like multiple different personalities that like come out at different times. Like there's like different people living inside your brain. It's an actual mental condition, right? Actual thing. He claimed he had DID, but the way he talked about it made no sense. Bro, his alter ego, right? His quote unquote alter ego that was his other like personality, right? Was just a stereotypical bad boy that hit on women. I'm like, you do not have DID if your other personality is just there to hit on women. That is not what DID is, sir. Like that is not, DID is not there to have an alter ego that hits on women. That like, but the way on women was so weird. And then he would literally go into detail to me about how he would manipulate people. You found a coin? Can I have it? And he would literally go into detail about how he would manipulate people. He'd be like, yeah, I like to keep people around long enough to toy with them, you know? I like to get people attached to me. And then I always end up hurting their feelings because they just love me that much. They love me that much. They just can't handle when I talk to other people. So I try to have people as close to me as possible. Ha ha. Then he tried to flirt with me. And I said, dude, you're crazy. And I have a boyfriend. And he was like, it doesn't matter. You know, I once had somebody who had a wife and they liked me. I manipulated them. And I convinced them to go out with me anyways, despite having a wife. Ha ha. Because I'm just that good. You know, I can just get all the men and the women. You know, I can catch everybody. Ha ha. Like, when I said this guy was literally insane, then he would go into detail about, like, harming himself, harming other people, harming, like, his own community. Like crazy. Like crazy behavior. And it was funny because the only reason I talked to him was because he was so crazy that I didn't know what he was going to say next. And I genuinely was curious as to how crazy his craziness got. That was the only reason I talked to that man, was to see the extent of his crazy. Was literally then I actually found his name trending on Twitter at one point. And I was like, oh, this guy, the crazy guy. I wonder if they're calling him out for being crazy. No. They actually weren't calling him out for being crazy. They called him out for being an art thief. They found out that every single piece of art that he claimed that he did himself, because he always would boast about how good of an artist he was and how he built his own channel from ground up, you know. Turns out, bro traced every form of art that he has. He poorly traced it too. So they were calling him out for being an art thief, and I really at that moment wanted to drop a tweet longer and be like, guys, this guy is also not a good person, but you know what? I ain't trying to get engaged in drama, but I haven't seen him since. So. Bro said, I have DID. Yeah, my alter ego hits on women. He always gets what he wants, is what he told me. He always gets what he wants. And right now he wants you. And I'm like, I have a boyfriend. That doesn't mean anything, because my alter ego always gets what he wants. So you're going to be wrapped around his finger, just like all the other girls. Good night, Sayu. So, yeah. The guy named after the color would tell you that too. Really? This is like a thing that people do. Crazy. Oh, and bye, Sayu. Bye. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I'm gonna end stream soon too. I just wanted to finish that story. We're at the 3-hour mark. I need to go take care of myself. Also, there's like black widows we found by like the trash can, so we gotta like move the trash bin and mass murder some black widow spiders, because those are very poisonous and I don't want them next to my house, which is also really close to my dog. So yeah, that's what as soon as Kotaru gets home, I'm gonna drag him outside and we're gonna tag team jump this black widow. Venomous, poisonous, same thing. Yes, they're venomous. They bite, I die. Okay, they bite, I die. That's all that matters. So they got to go. We found 3 of them like last night, and I was like, So yeah, it's time to exterminate black widows. Nah, homie. People be like, oh, spiders are friend, don't kill them. I'm sorry, if you had an army of black widows, venomous spiders, they bite you, you die, you would get rid of them too. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. We're about to purge. Spiders are not our friends. Go ahead, go pick up your friendly black widow, see what happens. Go pick up your friendly brown recluse spiders. See how much they like you, okay? Go ahead. See how much the venomous spiders like you. So, yeah, that person's in the title. He sure is. He sure is. It was weird. I have too many different personalities, and choosing between them is so hard. Bro said, I had DID, but my other personality just hits on women, you know? Because I'm, you know... Now, he probably was truly mentally ill. He probably did have some actual mental disability with the way he was talking to me. But DID was not one of them. DID was not one of them. Anyways, y'all, it's time to end the stream. I will see y'all tomorrow. Because Metal Moments should be tomorrow. It's a time. I'm the leader of a Vtuber group called Rame. We are are just a bunch of SFW streamers. We all make wholesome content. Metal Moments is like a recap of the month of like all the cool stuff that people have been doing in my group. It basically just highlights what all the members are doing, and it shows off the members to you guys, to the public, so that you know you guys could go, oh man, this VTuber looks cool. You know, I'm gonna talk to them. You know what I mean? So it's a good little way to introduce y'all to some new family-friendly homies, while also at the same time like showing off their stuff. You know, I am the owner of the group. I gotta show off their stuff sometimes. You know. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. We're gonna raid Hito, same person we raided yesterday, because he's also a member of Rame, a member. Yeah, and he's a pretty cool dog. He's also a husky. I'm a husky. He's a husky. We're huskies. Mink is also a husky. We have 3 huskies in Rame. Fun fact. Yeah, the husky and the cub. He's adorable. I love Hito. They're also collabing with literally the same people they were collabing last time I raided. So with Autumn and Coco, and except for Dreamer Chew and Cree seem to be there this time. So all right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Okay? Okay? Bye-bye. Yeah, bye-bye, guys. Wow.